where they failed before. Bounty Esports, it's in their minds. They know what was the problem. They are very much ingrained thinking, okay, we need to bring this back. And well, what better way to do that than coming back to Haven, the map that they lost 13-8 last time around. It was a close series, albeit a 2-0. So we'll see how this works, how it goes this time around, Choice, with Pugstars versus Bounty Esports.
Well, we are here witnessing it live here, Vincent, and this is going to be a nice grand finals. We've got a rematch. I mean, Bounty Esports, like you have been saying, they have stayed together as a roster, as the same five, and they are pushing themselves to the limit. Obviously, they are in the grand finals again, like you said, Vincent, and so I'm really hoping to see that they did a little bit of VOD review, and they're actually ready here. Not saying that they weren't ready last time, but they are ready for this team, and to actually maybe really punish some of their plays. And that could be a nice storyline to watch happen live before our eyes here in the grand finals. And we're on Haven for the first time on stream today, so it's a nice change from basically just Ascent. And I mean, we're going from Haven to Bind, which are two maps that we haven't seen at all today. So once again, Vincent, I am very happy to be here in the grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, and on top of that, listen, I saw that the main BCS account put out a tweet that was basically saying along the lines of, come to BCS and play Ascent, and that is unfortunately oftentimes what we see, but that's because it's a popular map. It's a map that everybody knows, but let's look at how Haven goes. I love this map. It's the most unique map. Well, I don't know if that's true anymore with Icebox, but it's certainly one of the most unique maps with 3 sites. And here we go. And unsurprisingly, we are looking at a lot of ghosts going back to the good old days without the craziness of the frenzy. So it's going to be interesting to see how Bounty Esports look to change things up here on their attacker side and deal with the aggression that Pugstars is already putting out and Nerf getting a forward position.
This is actually very interesting because, like you said, I mean, Nerf kind of baiting out a little bit with the jump, maybe? And now Derek is actually here. Ooh, going to allow himself to get a nice flank on them, but Nibbler was ready for it. Got a nice shot onto Derek, took him down instantaneously, but Nerf is in another weird position. Takes down 2, has to reload, is going to be traded out. This is looking huge for Pugstars. It's 1 member left, it's Nibbler, and he is going to have to take out 3 members. Takes down 1, 2. Oh! Could he get the 3rd one? Vincent, this is huge. They're going to have to play for time. He still doesn't have it, but Denya finishes it off in what was a crazy series. This is the grand finals. This is a pistol round. My goodness, Vincent, we're looking to have a fantastic game here.
I mean, that's a way to set the tone, set the pace for a grand finals, ain't it? You love to see that one early. And almost incredible comeback right there from Nibbler.
Yeah.
Pretty much was looking for the 3rd, but Dinya just, eked around the corner just a little bit too early, and so he didn't have the knowledge, didn't have the information. But nonetheless, a first round on the board for Pugstars. That's certainly what you wanted to see. Not really a lot of investment on the side of Bounty Esports as they're looking to hit B relatively quickly. Bossy, aggressive, coming through the door, finds the first, the second come as well. But it is, quickly traded. So that's, 2 players down here in what is against a pistol round. Not too shabby. Make it 3 as well as Platinum finds 1. Oh, he's got 4! Nearly able to try and transfer that spray, but it was just not to be. As Pugstars, they had 4 players fall. That is certainly not a great anti-eco.
Oh my goodness. Not at all. We're going to be running into rifles here, but I can't believe what I just saw. I mean, I don't know if that was cockiness or just like unfortunate timing, but man, Platinum was in the right place at the right time, picked up that Spectre, got a couple of kills with it. That's a lot of eco out of the hands of Pugstars. And look, they're going to have to do this weird buy again up against full rifles in hands. Basically what you were just talking about, they were pushing them back with some of these shock darts, but they are fast pushing onto the site here. Derek has this Man, I can't even remember what this is called because we never see it, but Nibbler, it doesn't even matter. Double headshot almost instantaneously. It's a 1v5 situation. Valen's going to have to do something big here, but I don't know if we're going to see it here, Vincent.
No, the answer is definitely not. That's a Guardian, by the way, if you were wondering in chat. I'm sure chat was spamming it, but yeah, I think you can be forgiven for not realizing what the name is, considering you're right. We do never see that ever here at the semi-professional level of play. Just not ideal, right? The weapon. You see Hiko playing around with it in ranked every once in a while, and then that's about it.
Right.
But yeah, that was just a textbook round for Bounty Esports. They didn't falter. That was just fast, aggressive play, working out beautifully in their favor, and it looks like we might be running that back once more, as there is 3 players at the very least aggressively pushing towards the safe side. Nerf is playing close by, but Derek, 2 headshots, 2 frags. That's what you do with the Sheriff. It could be trying to make it 3, but is denied. There's still 3 players left, though. 3-on-3 Sheeb picks up a frag. It's just pistols elsewhere, and that's going to be the cleanup. But oh my goodness, that got awful close all of a sudden because of Derek.
Woohoo! Vincent, that was an expensive round for Bounty. I mean, Pugstars really brought it to him. Derek with the double headshot like you're talking about. That was expensive. My goodness. Beautiful round from Pugstars. I think they're kind of given the respect that Bounty Esports deserves here in this situation, especially with that, I mean, those last 2 rounds where they, I don't know, Bounty Esports were able to pick them off one by one, but here we go. We're in another round. This time Pugstars have the full rifles in hand. This is where they want to be, but they're taking a lot of ground. They're already on the site. They're planning, and the Hunter's Fury is coming up, but missing all of it.
That's so terrible. He had the lineup. He knew what was going on, but Control Z with the double frag could make it 3, but Bossy denies. As the rest of the team comes out over onto the site, that's a very nice paint canister, going to be doing massive damage.
Ooh.
In fact, picks up a frag, so Shob loses that out, and the Showstopper comes through, but that's the wrong corner, Bossy. Can't be tapping to there, but the tapping, doing the perfect way that you want to see it with that rifle as Derek cleans it up. Pugstars, I thought Bounty was playing quick. No, it's Pugstars who are picking up the pace.
I am in disbelief, Vincent. That was beautiful play from Pugstars. Definitely showing off the skills that they have, especially with a rifle in their hands. We are seeing some insane shots. I mean, Bossy came through a smoke and just got basically 2 headshots in a row, absolutely demolishing the hold from Bounty Esports. That's the kind of play that we need to see from Pugstars to continue on the momentum that they have from that last round up against Slimy Boogerman.
Yeah, I mean, they to be fair, they certainly had some serious momentum in that one, though I almost feel as if that might have been stopped by those 2 rounds of just straight hitting A. Those are some knives being thrown out at a quick clip, but all of them missing their mark. As Dinyag tries to get aggressive in short, that is not going to be working out all too well for them, though, as it's just a player advantage for Bounty Esports once again. Pugstars on the back foot, as they already still have 2 players committed towards A, and this rotation could come in potentially.
It definitely seemed like Pugstars were getting a little too aggressive and staying just a little bit too long in that situation. Bossy took a little bit of damage. It's not a lot, but still, damage is damage. I mean, that could mean the difference between 1 bullet and 1 fraction of a second and a death. You know what I'm saying? So that is huge from them. Bounty Esports needs to do exactly what they're doing right now, capitalizing on the fact that they've done a ton of damage, but these paint shells are actually going to do huge damage to Nibbler. Actually take him down in the middle of planting that spike. This is where Pugstars need to be. It's still a 3v4 situation, and the Empress is popped from Bounty Esports.
That Empress is so effective here. Can they pick up the frags necessary? Dark cover comes out, 2 of them in fact from the top. Trying to find the frags. That's the first. Well done from the Reyna player, and it's 2 more. It's Trey's, all things considered, but Pugstars, they already had a player disadvantage, meaning that the trades, they certainly are looking good for Bounty. They do just that. We're tied back up, Choice, 3-3.
Fun place to be here on Haven. I mean, we're probably going to be seeing that a lot in this on this map, basically back and forth, and because these two teams, they want it. I mean, they're here in the grand finals. They've been, I don't know, they've been pumping away all day, playing some competitive Valorant, and here we are in the next round. We've got full rifles in hands of the Bounty Esports, and I didn't really get to catch what we're seeing in terms of econ for Pugstars, but they're gonna have to do something big here. Oh my goodness, the Bucky comes out from Nerf in a huge shot. He kind of set himself up for failure in that situation, but my goodness, Shove doing some work, and this is another round that Bounty Esports are trying to finish off.
Tinya has pulled out a Blade Storm. That certainly could make things spicy, but no, denied. Derek with one. In fact, Jalen makes it another, so it's 1-on-2. Nibbler in the corner, picks up the first. The shots are there, so a clutch round for Bounty. It's still awful close, and considering Choice, that was mostly classics invested with a couple of sheriffs and then the Blade Storm. Man, these eco rounds are so very good from both sides here today.
Oh, we like to say here at the Valorant Sunday Showdown is that it's not a Valorant Sunday Showdown without a pistol multi-kill, and we've been seeing a lot of that today. I mean, just some of these multi-kills are just beautiful. Pugstars bringing it to Bounty Esports even on an eco round is what we need to see, what we like to see here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Look at this, controls taken down to 6 HP. Has to do a lot of critical thinking in the matter of milliseconds. Keeps himself away from the recon dart, but is actually getting shock darted, but stays alive just barely. But they are watching that angle closely.
I mean, that was brutal. Control Z just trying to do something over here, and it not working out, at least not this time. Some information gained, and does spot one out. That's big, but Dinya on the repeat. So good.
Whoa.
Able to pick up one and a second. The follow-up good to Nibbler. Now knows that there's another there. The Lear comes through, but it's going to just fall back off the back of that information. Dinya doesn't want to give over a little bit of a buyback for Bounty Esports into this round because, listen, they're down. They're down big. It's 3-on-5 Choice. They don't have a lot of options.
Yeah, they're going to have to use this utility, whatever utility they have left, to their advantage. The Lear comes out. Not going to see anything this time, but Valen sneaking around this corner is able to take out one, but he is traded out almost instantaneously, and it is a 3v2 situation. The trade's coming out in the favor of Bounty thus far, but it's still a 3v2 situation. Platinum sends out the Hunter's Fury, pushes around the defenders, but this might actually look really good for Bounty Esports. Oh my goodness, Sheeb is going absolutely insane! 4 HP takes down 3 members of the pushing, defending Pugstars.
Oh my goodness, Sheeb! What an incredible play! Clawing things back from the depths of defeat. We're Bounty Esports in that round. They were in a 3v5 Choice. They were down 2 players.
Oh my goodness. Holy crap, this is a grand finals if I have ever seen it, Vincent. I mean, I am thoroughly enjoying being here, and this is the matchup that we wanted to see. Some players doing some absolute crazy things. Somebody clip it. I mean, that's a clip right there.
I mean, if that's not a clip, I don't know what the heck is. Pugstars back on the decline now, considering that round. Nibbler just eco challenging that one and a double. That Nibbler's just not missing shots at the moment, as it's now 2-on-5 with a Bucky in hand for Bossy. I mean, this Bucky can be incredible. Okay, never mind. I take it all back. Valid with one as well through that smoke. But it's not going to be easy against 3 additional players in Sheeb. Who else going to be shutting it down? Pugstars, they fall once more. It's 6-3 now in the favor of Bounty Esports after taking 4 in a row.
You know, Vincent, do you think Pugstars are just giving us a show? Or has it just been ascent, and now it's just Haven, and you really have to, like, change your mindset on a 3-site map? I don't know what the thought process is here.
I have to be honest. I have not been a big fan of the way that Pugstars has been using their rotations. They've been way too A heavy, in my opinion. They just have not really been able to punish any B aggression, any C aggression from Bounty Esports when they go there, even though it's typically been a lot of A hits. So I actually think Bounty Esports has been doing a good job, whatever they're doing on the C side, of just making it difficult for Pugstars to commit players elsewhere other than A.
Absolutely, it's been huge and it's been difficult. Look at this. Shove absolutely uncontested in this push through Garage. Allows them to get a beautiful headshot onto one of the members of Pugstars, and Valen's going to have to do something big. Come out big here, but he is spotted out from this recon dart, but no, he stays alive. Takes down one. He is going to be traded out. Nibbler got hit by Derek's Hunter's Fury, but my goodness, this is actually falling apart for Bounty Esports. Pugstars are winning out in these aim duels, and that's exactly what needed to happen. It was looking destitute for Pugstars for a while, but these aim duels are huge.
I mean, what else do you expect from some Pugstars? But the aim duels working out in their favor. That's exactly what you would expect to see, and we've been seeing it right there, doing wonders on the site over towards C. But that's kind of exactly, you know, it didn't go their way, but I just want to go back and mention that that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, Bounty Esports was able to walk into Garage entirely uncontested and get a kill. Nobody was looking. That's what I'm talking about. The rotations just seem a little bit off. Like, where's the player watching that position, especially after they trip a tripwire? Like, come on.
Oh my goodness, this time seems like Bounty Esports are not given the respect due in this situation. Derek's going to have to push up nice and hard, but no, he misinterprets the push and is taken down from Platinum. That is a huge moment for Bounty Esports. A good trade out, but the showstopper from Bossy is going to stop the show, and a beautiful paint shells is going to do some damage to Shove as well. My goodness, what a round this is so far.
Oh, Tenya. That was so close there, Choice. Oh, I thought it was over. I thought it'd gone down, but no. Luckily for Bounty Esports, they survive.
The clinch factor is real in that one.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong on that. Looks as if they're moving towards B by the looks of it. The dart comes out there to try and clear some information, but look how passive Pugstars has been forced to play. Nibbler, creeps out on the site, but Fallon wins that out. Look at where that was interesting. Was going to go over back towards A with the spike, but instead come to hit B since he died over there on that site. Now it's a matter of getting these frags. Shove with the first. That's information. Valen wins out the trade against Shove because of that, and now the neural theft. They have to just make a play. Platinum not going to be able to deal with the information from that neural theft, and Valen cleans up a triple kill to close out this round. Pugstars, they're fighting back one round at a time. I'm thinking we might be in for a 6-6 half, Choice.
Oh, absolutely. I think the ears started burning on Valen because he was the one holding C site basically this entire time, but they switched him on over to A. He put the camera down up on C, but switched over to A in a really nice fast rotation, and was definitely the crux of keeping the attackers off of A and forcing them into a weird B plant because of the timing. I mean, that was huge from Pugstars. I mean, that setup was kind of interesting in general. Denya's like down on site with the operator just staring at A long, but then Valen, just a guardian angel up in heaven, basically watching over his back, keeps him alive, gets the frag, and I think that was the crux of the win for Pugstars in that round.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, Bounty Esports kind of committing that lurk early, that's a bit of a mistake, I have to be honest. And that makes things a little bit more difficult. Now, into this round, full control of the garage area, and Bossy wins out onto Control Z. That's a little bit sloppy. Valen, another frag, just Shove is caught napping. And now, it's two players advantaged for Pugstars. Like I said, I'm smelling the 6-6, and it's looking as if that might be the case, but remember, Bounty Esports, they've won from this position before. They've been down big and come back.
Ooh, and this is huge. The Hunter's Fury is going to come out with Bossy actually spotted out. And there it is. Derek actually is going to go down to that Hunter's Fury, and kind of an accidental there. But Bossy is here, ready for the push-up. This could be just a one and done. But if he's there in the right position, gets the headshot, and there it is, that 6-6 half that you were talking about, Vincent. Beautiful play from Pugstars on the kind of the later part of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, they closed things back, yeah. They had maybe a less than ideal start, or well, they had an okay start, but then the rounds really kind of went back towards Bounty Esports. They had a string of 4, and those last 3 just going the way of Pugstars overall. Something that, you know, we've seen oftentimes happen on a map like Haven. It looks as if Pugstars, maybe you're right, kind of had that Ascent feel, that Ascent grind in their brain, as that's probably all they played today.
Yeah.
But you know, they brought it back, and here we are now, all tied up. It's time to see who can get the advantage here. This pistol round can certainly give one of these two teams a great advantage here in the second half.
Well, Control Z is in a great position with these Sheriff buys. I'm loving the Sheriff buys early on in the round. Round 1, Sheriffs are kind of scary, especially when they're hitting their shots like this. But Nibbler is going to take down Denya. But Derek with a beautiful shock dart. This is just pistol round, but I'm just loving the use of util in this situation and the weird pushes from these players. It just hypes me up, even though like it's just a pistol round.
And that's key. That camera reclaimed here could give, you know, Valorant some extra information on the retake once Bounty Esports get back in. They are rotating in slowly but surely. 2 players against 2 is now Pugstars placed the spike down in a good position. The sonar out, and Derek with the frag on the Control Z, making it very, very difficult. That being said, gets traded very quickly as Derek's 7 HP, the last player left alive, and Sheev wins that one out, a headshot, in fact. And it's going to be a round for Bounty Esports as they pick up the pistol. So it looks as if the pistol's going one apiece in this one for Pugstars and Bounty.
Whew. I'm loving this. This is so fun to watch. I mean, they are killing it right now and keeping it close. I mean, we've had games that start off at the half 10-2, and then just they'll go up to like 13-11 or something like that. But nothing. I mean, and we actually, okay, not nothing, but we have had a couple of rounds where it is just so even across the board. Like, I have a feeling we're gonna just keep that going here in the grand finals between Pugstars and Bounty. I mean, Bounty definitely have been putting the work in. We've been talking about that. They're the same. They're just the same team, and they're putting in the hours, putting in the work in the lab. And Pugstars are just insane puggers, and they're showing that off. Nibbler, no.
It looks so good. I thought maybe it's Sheev. Oh my goodness, that's disgusting. Sheev getting destroyed right there off the back of that, and it's already 3-on-5. There is some significant damage done to the Pugstars side, but Valorant's just sitting in front of the smoke. He's trying to find something out. Information gained, gets tagged with that owl drone, and Denya wins out that gunfight as well against Control Z. So, I mean, this is looking as if we could be a pistol win, and indeed it is. Pugstars, they had very limited investments. In fact, little to no investment. A couple of Sheriffs is it, and realistically, just classics elsewhere, and they win out the round. So you said it's going to be close choice, and it's continuing.
I just have to say that Derek has Hunter's Fury ready in round 3 of the second half. Kind of nuts.
Goodness.
Very scary, especially on the attacker side. Perfect for post-plant situations. Just hang back, let your team get the spike down, and just demolish the defending side with that Hunter's Fury. This is huge. And now they're basically giving themselves a bonus round, even though they had the money to fully buy in this round. Pugstars opting for the bonus round, the bonus buy.
Yeah, exactly. They have a little bit of extra cash, and their opener, it's that Hunter's Fury that you were mentioning. Derek takes Nibbler down with it. Now Control Z and company on the flank trying to pick something up. And that's a very nice shock dart. Does some damage on Sheeb. He swings, gets the frag, but Denya's there for 2 trades. Platinum does end up getting that frag onto Denya, but Valen is also ready and waiting. As it's 2 frags, but that's really, you know, not too bad considering. For Pugstars, they keep most of their players alive. And so now Bounty Esports, they buy back in. They won the pistol, but they lost the follow-up. And so now they're in a prime position to start and take this out. You mentioned the bonus round, and indeed it is. Look at the cash flow. It's very, very good. And Denya not even going to be buying a weapon. Okay, never mind. I thought might be just pulling out the knives. But Denya has indeed purchased a rifle.
I mean, that's what a buy from Pugstars in general. Bounty Esports in a scary position, but Nibbler is good under pressure, takes the head off of Valen, and now this is almost the sight for Pugstars, but never mind. Bounty Esports absolutely putting a stop to any sort of push from Pugstars. They're going to have to back out quickly. Derek in a scary position, but Nerfed doing a good job with a nice fast rotation on over to the C site. And it looks like Bounty Esports kind of know exactly what's happening here. And Control Z already on the site, ready for any sort of push here. He's actually going to give himself a little bit of space, a little bit of room. Take out the backside. Nice trade from Nerfed. He actually has a good shot to be able to take down at least one of the members of Bounty Esports. Perfect positioning there. And this is very interesting, Vincent. Are they going to all push from garage?
I mean, they all needed to peak at the same time. I think that's what Platinum's trying to do, trying not to give away free kills. That's certainly the right thing to do in this scenario. Now one spotted out by Nerfed, but it's going to be the rotation. So Pugstars, they do get an opportunity. That being said, Platinum is in a good position. Oh, the paranoia was up. That's so big. Nerf should get the spike planted, but how much more can you realistically get? Platinum's going to want to wait until the rest of the team comes in, and indeed is going to do just that. So this has been smartly played by Bounty Esports, something that I mean, it irks me, I'll be honest, choice to see, you know, non-double peaks, and it's a triple peak. You know, that's exactly what you want to see from the likes of Bounty Esports, playing it about as perfectly as you can in a 1-on-3 scenario. And, well, man, by the way, Nibbler, in that early round, I mean, just so elusive, right?
Yeah.
Not only gets a kill, but that paranoia stops the push. It's just able to pick up everything that you would want to see, and as well, the rotations were quick, fast, and on point to pick up kills as well to push Pugstars back and away from the site.
I mean, this is huge big brain play by these players, excuse me. Nerfed, I mean, although not high up on the kill board or the scoreboard in general, but definitely doing a lot for the team, getting lots of good information. I mean, that play earlier was nice. Platinum out here fishing with this Hunter's Fury, actually picks up Valen in a really unfortunate situation, but Denya gets a pick of their own onto Nibbler, and that's another big player. The smokes are off the board for Bounty Esports. They can't cover themselves, but Derek with a nice Control Z. Oh my gosh, I'm flabbergasted by what's going on here. Sheeb with a free kill onto Bossy. Vincent, what's happening?
I mean, it's just trades everywhere, every which way. And information now gained, though. Denya, this is a solid position, and they know. The Sova says, "Nuh-uh, I'm not swinging into your operator," but Nerf says, "I'll swing into you." Denya as well with a follow-up. Control Z now left alone. And that opening, man, it was all about the trades. And Bounty Esports having some aggression all over the place. I thought it was getting pulled back when Sheeb got that free kill onto Bossy, but now it's going to have to be the heroic play from Control Z. Has the Blade Storm available, so could pull that out, but that dark cover, it expires at just the wrong moment. And Denya cleans up a triple kill. Beautiful frags coming through from the operator player of Pugstars as they now say, "This is ours. We'll take a 9."
Whew. I mean, is it the wrong moment or was it the right moment? I guess it's the perspective that you're looking from. Because
Right.
I mean, it's the right moment for Denya to get that beautiful off shot. Oh, the timing was just perfect there, Vincent. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that.
I mean, listen, what I was thinking more accurately is if I was Control Z right there, I would be just feeling tilted. I'd be like, dude,
yeah.
why? Why me, dude? Like, it's just not even fair.
Exactly. Platinum though, taking a risk, getting the ult orb in that situation. Nibbler still alive. Never mind. Valen is going to take him down. My goodness. Scary moments. Getting really aggressive is Nibbler. I don't know if that was the right decision to make, but it looks like they're just trying to get frags. Any sort of frags. Just something to take a little bit of econ out of the hands of Pugstars because they have been kind of on a pretty nice roll here. We're in the second half of the first map here in the grand finals. I'm joined by Vincent, and we're having a fun time.
I mean, this has just been exciting back and forth play. What else can you ask for? And Pugstars currently having the lead at 9-8, but it is just by a hair. They should be getting a 10th here, barring anything crazy. It's just pistols for Valorant Esports. They do have 4 players alive, though, so anything really is doable. But like I said, they're certainly going to have to be making some crazy plays, something spicy, but we'll see how it goes. The retake should be coming in shortly. Dinya shuts down Platinum up top, and Bossy elsewhere says the same. The Bladestorm is popped here for the Jet, but that is going to be the sole player left and dispatched. So I will say, not sure that I love the Bladestorm investment right there in a 4v5 without any guns, but I can at least understand that, you know, every kill with that Bladestorm is huge if you're able to pick it up.
Yeah, and we've seen some of these players just hit the most ridiculous, disgusting headshots. It gets dirty here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown, that's for sure. This is a weekly tournament if you're new here, so we get to see Valorant action every single Sunday night starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, and we get to see some pretty crazy plays. So, I mean, I could see the thought process, but just like you said, it is kind of a very sketchy, I don't know, whatever they're trying to do in that situation. Yeah, decision.
Ooh, that could have been an interesting one way, but the second dark cover is a little bit better. Is now looking at B, maybe is Pugstars. Platinum just looking in with the owl drone, making sure nobody has been already gotten onto that site. Nobody was there, so he's gonna fall back a little bit. But Dinya re-aggressing with this operator now, trying to find something. It's still 5-on-5 though. Just take past the 1 minute mark, as it looks as if the Reina might be looking to try and speak this out, but no, Show's too smart for that. Not going to be giving away free picks today. And the one-way smoke comes back out. So it is eventually the B hit, and that spike going to get planted.
This is very interesting from Pugstars to commit to the B site in general, as well as with an operator in hand. I mean, we don't get to see the operator on Haven that often, at least not me. And so it's very interesting that they are committing a lot to the B site here, but they're in a fantastic position to hold this site, but they're gonna have to do it a little bit faster because the spike diffuser was going a little bit hard there. Control Z going insane with these headshots. They're gonna have to do it right now. And my goodness, Bossy TV finally gets the headshot onto Control Z in a very scary and sketchy situation. It looked like it was just about to hit, and my goodness, Vincent, we have 5 ultimates on the side of Pugstars and 0 for Bounty Esports.
Man, Choice, I'm going to be honest, that was so close that I thought for a second it was actually Bounty who won.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a moment between the kill and where the defuse would have gone through. Could have been the turning point, but no. This is now Pugstars looking to run away with it. They've gotten to 11 rounds now, and number 13 is what we're looking for. Shove getting aggressive, and Control Z and Sheev getting frags on the backup. That now is Platinum with a shot through a box or a wall. I didn't even see where that was, to be honest with you. It makes us now a 2-on-5. And I said that Bounty Esports, they might be out of it, but no. This is Pugstars just... They're taking gunfights. This is so sloppy. Honestly, I'm not loving this from Pugstars because they've just taken a whole bunch of aim duels across the map and not been tradable.
This is actually pretty crazy from Bounty Esports. You know, you don't expect, if you're Pugstars, you don't expect Bounty Esports to push so hard 3 members all pushing down C Long. I mean, like, the timing and the situation was perfect in the favor of Bounty Esports because, I mean, just the push from Pugstars allowed them to have these crazy instantaneous kills on their side from that C Long push. And I just don't think Pugstars had, like, any idea in their head that that was going to happen.
Well, I mean, I don't think they did, but I do think that it was a pretty big mistake from Pugstars to. I mean, there was just one player at A, one player at mid, 2 towards long. Like the 2 towards long, that's the big frags, right? But everywhere else, they've just given up 1v1s. Like you can't give players as skilled as Bounty Esports' players 1v1s with pistols. It just doesn't work.
Especially when they're hitting those headshots. They're feeling super crispy. But look at this. I mean, Valen getting a bunch of information over there on the A side, but Platinum, ooh, almost gets the kill onto Denya with that Hunter's Fury, fishing pretty deep for it. Bossy TV takes down Sheeb with the showstopper, and this is looking really nice from Pugstars. I mean, that was a pretty difficult last round for them, so they're looking to put a nail in the coffin in this one.
Well, it could be the final nail right here. So we could be going to a round 12 for Pugstars. They pick up this round. All 5 players in the position to defend this bomb, but it's the frags going the other way. In fact, it's all 3 of them going the other direction. The Hunter's Fury comes out, but there's nothing doing. Nobody there. It's now Nerf and Derek both picking up a frag. Make it 2 for Derek, as it's going to be Pugstars hitting the 12th round, as it was so close, but Bounty Esports barely able to not pick that one up. It looked pretty doable, though, Choice. I have to be honest.
If only it weren't for Nerfed and that ridiculous garage push. I mean, that was perfect from Nerfed. They were on the spike. They were just about to get it, but you took down the spike carrier, and they just naturally had this perfect crossfire set up from C Long, like C main, basically, on C site. Beautiful play from Pugstars, and they are on game point in game 1 of the grand finals.
Well, last time it was 12-8 Pugstars. It's looking like it might be a 12-9, but not if Control Z has something to say about it. The first frag going their direction and attack as well onto the Omen. Now things starting to get a little bit spicy as it is 4-on-4. Nibbler looking to maybe get aggressive. Spots one out. One player coming up long. Oh, gets the dink, but not the frag. Derek just able to reposition the crosshair effectively. Platinum was lining up some shock darts. Might go back to do just that, but the spike is not being planted just yet, and elects to put the spike, the shock darts, my apologies, elsewhere. Now the shock dart coming through, and well, no, that's the sonar. My bad. I not even calling any of those darts correctly. It's fine. 4-on-3 now. Bounty Esports have to retake.
No worries, my goodness, the Stinger coming in, stinging down Valen. This is huge. Bossy TV gets the trade out, and I don't... Oh, okay, never mind. The spike is down, but Control Z coming in hot and heavy with these knives, and it doesn't even matter because Derek is going to take it down. No! Oh, my goodness! That's it. Nerfed gets the last kill in game 1 of the grand finals. Pugstars take it away here in game 1. My goodness.
Oh, man. Just such a close matchup, Choice. I mean, ultimately that scored 13-9, and yes, the heat, coming out from those players, absolutely brilliant stuff. And I mean, I honestly was so impressed with what Bounty Esports were able to do. Yes, they didn't win that one out, but there was so many times where they were down in rounds and they still were able to pick stuff up. And, you know, it was just a small margin of error that really pushed that over the edge for Pugstars. So I still think this could be anyone's grand finals, considering. That being said, it is a bit worrying that Bounty Esports did pick that map. That does make it a little bit more difficult, I will admit. But we are going into Ascent, I believe, and that makes it a little interesting because, let's be real, every single North American player and team can play Ascent to at least a competent level, because if you can't, you aren't getting to this point.
Right.
It's the reality, because you're going to meet some sort of team that is doing pretty well on Ascent. somehow in the you're playing what, like 7 best of ones to get here at the very least. So yeah, it still could be anyone's game choice. I think we are in for a potential map 3 here.
Possibly, but I mean, you were talking about it earlier in the semifinals. Their win rate, Pugstars' win rate on Ascent is pretty darn scary.
Mm-hmm.
So Bounty Esports are definitely going to have something crazy up their sleeve, or just have their fundamentals down pat here on Ascent. But we're going to see here just after a small little break, just to give them and us a small little break before we go into Game 2 of the Grand Finals. Stick around. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Valorant Sunday Showdown. I am Choice Plays, joined by Vincent. We are here in Map 2, Game 2 of the Grand Finals, and we are going on to Ascent. Vincent, this is Pugstars versus Bounty Esports. This is their rematch from 2 weeks ago. They were in the Grand Finals of the Valorant Sunday Showdown, and now we're here again, this time on Ascent. How are we feeling about this?
Well, I won't sugarcoat it, Choice. I think that this is going to have to be an upwards battle for the entirety of Bounty Esports. They played a very close game on their map pick of Haven. That being said, we're moving into Ascent, a place in which we have an undefeated Pugstars team. And on top of that, we saw them take down Slimy Boogerman on this map in the semifinals incredibly dominantly. In addition to that, Bounty Esports, they are not nearly as dominant on this map, at least not on paper. That being said, they have 3 losses, 2 of which are to first Evil Geniuses and second to Equinox Esports. So, like, it's really hard to give them too much crap for those losses, right? Those are very good teams, teams that you would expect them to lose to realistically. And so, for that reason, I still think there's definitely a chance here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is Ascent, like you were talking about earlier. I mean, Pugstars just look good. They look good.
Yeah.
They have a great percentage rate on this map. And Evil Geniuses, yeah. I mean, they are bred for championships. You know, they're trying to get there, and so are all these players. We are here in the grand finals of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. So I mean, technically they are champions, and they're feeling it right now. They're feeling it. They're feeling it. Bounty Esports, though, are definitely going to have to come in and shake things up in the light of what's going on right now up against Pugstars.
They are going to have to do something different, something to adjust their play. They honestly, they played incredibly well on Haven. That being said, it's hard to pinpoint what the specific problem for them was. I would say that if I had to pull something out, it was that on the defense, their retakes were lacking. And if we think about Ascent as a map, what happens on defense a whole awful lot of the time, Choice? That's going to be the retakes, right?
Yep.
So I do think that, that is going to be the key area where I need to see Bounty Esports improve if they're able to take Ascent. They need to do better on their retakes, and I don't know what it is that is making the retakes not as effective as what we saw from Pugstars on their half of Haven, their defensive half of Haven, but it's certainly got to improve here as we move to Ascent.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go pretty hard on those retakes. Just like you're saying, that's some pretty fantastic analysis, by the way, Vincent. I'm really excited to see how they take that in their hands. I will say Phoenix could be a good pick for Shove. Getting in there with those curveballs, the flame wall, even the hot hands could help them to really push out onto the side, keep them healthy just in general. And I'm hoping that we can see some pretty aggressive stuff from Bounty Esports.
Choice.
Yes.
Is this going to be an Ascent without a Killjoy? I am flabbergasted, flummoxed, absolutely incredible that we are not going to see a Killjoy on Ascent. I can't believe it. This might be the first time that this has happened in like, I don't know, since the characters existed. It seems like it is a full meta pick here, but I think that the reason for that is that both Valen and Sheeb, they love Cypher, and they're very good at Cypher, and we saw how good they were at Cypher in the last map, and they don't want to play something else. And whilst I think that Killjoy is incredible here, and there's a reason it's like a 100% pick rate on this map, I think that it also is fair enough that both of those players are going to stick with what they know, stick with what they're great at, because they sure are great at that character.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of gives them the chance to cover themselves a little bit in the case that one of the Omens gets taken down. They still have the Cyber Cage to kind of allow some vision denial. When you pick Killjoy, you don't see that. But we are going to miss those Molly lineups, those really crazy lockdowns. But, I mean, other than that, we still have a lot of really aggressive and really fun ultimates to play around with. We have the Showstopper from Bossy, who has been rocking the Rays basically all day today. Really getting a lot of use out of the Showstopper, out of the paint shells. We've seen a lot of paint shells come out from Bossy today.
I mean, yeah, basically, I mean, listen, there's at least one around. We've been seeing them all the way around, and they've been consistently getting damage and often frags. So as we open things up, Dinya with that first shot. Able to take down Platinum. It wasn't a headshot, but it's okay because it's a frag nonetheless. As Pugstars, they get the spike planted. And that's another thing without the Killjoy, right? You don't have the lockdown plays. Those are so key. Is we come in through onto this retake. A perfect parry, but Control Z, the perfect paranoia doesn't matter. Control Z just pops off. He gets the second one. You said the Sheriff buys are incredible, and they are here in the pistol round. Control Z with a third, and Shove cleaning up the frag onto Derek. Lee's just nerfed here in the back line. They're looking the wrong direction. Now turn around. That's the frag. Shove picks up the second, but that's incredible from Control Z with that Sheriff.
My goodness, the Sheriff kills already. Bounty Esports getting out on a good start. And this is what they need to do, I think. I mean, just get those headshots, win the aim duels, kind of get a little lucky through spraying through smokes and walls. I mean, it's beautiful play from Bounty Esports, and that's they've got to be feeling good, especially after a Map 1 loss. This is Map 2 of the Grand Finals here up against, or with Pugstars up against Bounty Esports, and they are 1-0 in the favor of Bounty. So a nice, good start for them. They're got to be feeling good, and they've got to keep this momentum in their favor. They've got the force buy, or the big buy here, and they could put a stop to Pugstars.
Remember what happened last time, though.
I remember.
Yeah, this could be tough. Platinum, no, the double with the shock dart. Brilliant. Does get taken down by Bossy, but that's a 2-for-1 if I've ever seen it. That's a good deal. You love to see those. Derek falls to Nibbler elsewhere. Just a classic for Nibbler, by the way, and it's just Bossy. Control Z closing that down. Elects not to buy anything other than that Sheriff, and I can't really blame you. I mean, in that pistol round, right, Control Z was paranoid up the wazoo and just gets a kill anyway. Like, listen, that gun is clearly working for them.
This goes here.
Clearly working indeed. Those headshots just look so crisp from Control Z. 4-0 right now. Feeling really nice on this jet pick. And Shove, kind of like I was saying, getting in nice and heavy with these curveballs. 2-0 right now with an assist, probably from the curveball itself. It's going to spot out Valen, and Control Z getting hot and heavy, but this time Valen is ready for it. Even with taking out the dart from his body, is able to pull out the gun and get the kill.
You know, some people might call that feeding from Control Z. I actually don't think that at all is what was happening. Control Z was one away from the Blade Storm, and if he gets that kill, he has the Blade Storm up. So it's just a high-risk play, and it didn't work out that time. Really intelligent, I think, from Control Z in general. Just didn't work out well. Re-aggression there. Now, Nibbler winning that out. Paranoia, it's a little bit off, though, and Derek lines him up and knocks him down. So a 2-for-1 deal. As now Bounty Esports, they're down to just one player. Pugstars have 3. So it's all up to the Cypher. What can he do? And look, there's a player coming up around the corner. This is Pugstars, perfect setup as well. That's, I mean, Pugstars, that is brilliantly played.
There's not much you can do in that situation, Vincent. Oh, it's so scary. You don't know what's on the other side of that doorway. And this time, it was 2 members of Pugstars just ready to demolish you. Scary stuff from these players. Derek with the Hunter's Fury, ready to get something done with this. Are we going to see the fishing Hunter's Fury from Derek? We've kind of been seeing that a lot from Derek in these early rounds, just kind of fishing for a little bit of kills. Or are we going to see that post plant? What? Ooh! We're not going to see anything from Derek.
Yeah, Derek has been put into the ground. He's been buried by Control Z. And, well, honestly, those fishing Hunter's Furies, a little bit questionable in my book. But it has, in his defense, usually been off the back of some information gained. But either way, it's not working out this time for Derek. I'll tell you that much. As Bounty Esports are up 1 here, Pugstars. They need to respond. It's 5-on-4.
Whew, my goodness, I'm still kind of reeling from that one. Good use of the utility from the side of Bounty Esports to kind of keep Pugstars on their toes in this push here. Control Z takes down Valen with the operator. This is huge for them. Danya is going to have to get something big done here. Some win in some of these gun duels, and Nerf takes out his rival Omen. My goodness, there's a lot going on here. It's going to take another one from Nerf. Danya is going to finish off 2 more members. It's just 1 more Bounty player left over, and it is a 3K for Danya. What a beautiful round from Pugstars. What seemed dire, Vincent, just brought back to life from Danya.
I mean, I want to give credit actually to Nerf there. Yes, Danya got the 3K, but Nerf had 2 crucial frags. If Nerf goes down to either of those players, actually, the push coming in from that direction, Danya's in such a hard spot. You have to deal with 2 different angles, and it's Nerf who got those frags and made it possible for Danya to get set up for that triple kill. So really incredible stuff from both of the players, Nerf and Danya, to pick up. Now Control Z getting aggressive. I have to say, a little bit over-aggressive as Derek finds that frag through the cage, followed up by Bossy, now second as well. That was some aggression coming through from Bounty Esports that just did not work out.
It's just a really unfortunate situation there, Vincent. I mean, I could see what they were trying to do, but just everything worked out in the favor of Pugstars, and so now it's just 2 members left alive. You've got Nibbler and Platinum. They might actually just kind of hang out and look for a couple of exit frags in this situation, but man, Vincent, what an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough, right? You know, I like that Bounty Esports on their eco are trying to make an aggressive play. They're trying to do something different, not really doing, you know, the giveaway of the round, which is just play it basic, you know, play standard. But still, you know, just didn't work out. And, well, Nibbler, a couple of missed shots, gives Bossy the 3K and the flawless victory for Pugstars as they take the lead for the first time in this game. It's 3-2.
Ooh, and Valen and Nerf, 1 point away from both of their ultimates to make it a nice ace in the hole there. 5 ultimates for Pugstars, just on the brink of it. But Bounty Esports, this is, you know, they've got some ultimates. They're getting close to a couple more. I need to see some more big ultimate usage from Bounty Esports. I need to see them really use them to their fullest capacity. I mean, I could see the nice lineup from the Omen. Not going to do much this time, but here it comes. They're granting my wish, and Platinum is going to take down Derek, his rival Sova. A huge moment for Bounty Esports. It is a 5v4 situation.
And that's one of those ultimates that you were talking about already denied. And it's going to be an ult orb as well, though, to get one of them back. So it's still 3 up for Pugstars. That being said, they look to evacuate that area of the map at A and move over towards mid. Tries to throw a dark cover out that way just to, you know, deny information from the likes of Control Z, who are playing close by around the smoke. Everybody else, though, on the Pugstars side, they just are really hanging tight over here. Really not getting a whole ton of map control, and to be fair, Bounty Esports are not really punishing it. That being said, it is still a little bit dicey as they look to now move back towards A and re-engage towards this side.
Oh yeah, nice and slow play. We're probably going to see this go into the last second here, Vincent. Nice lineup with oh my goodness, here we go, up onto the site, but Control Z is going to be able to take down Bossy. This is actually looking really nice for Bounty Esports. And it is a 2v3 situation. Platinum. Ooh. Oh my goodness, Vincent. There's a lot going on here. A lot.
Platinum got that kill through the wall. Oh my goodness, Valen though with a nice frag. Sheeb, another wallbang kill. Leaves it just onto Valen. Playing close by. Gives away the position though, gets tagged through the cage. And Sheeb with the frag. So that's a 2-on-1 going the way of Bounty Esports. And guess what? Oh my goodness choice. We are tied right back up.
Weapon here.
It's just a repeat of the last map, man. It's just back and forth, these two teams really just trading blows up against each other. And you could tell just by some of the quote-unquote banter afterwards in the post round that they're definitely pushing up against each other and really butting heads. And it's kind of fun to watch.
I mean, yeah, fun to watch, maybe an understatement there. It has been incredible to watch. And I'm enjoying it immensely. I know you are as well, as we get into another gun round for both teams. A little bit dicey here for the defense of Bounty Esports, but they did win that last round. And Shove is unfortunately forced to a Spectre despite that. Is now looking to get aggressive. I like this from Control Z. The Owl drone comes out in order to try and get some information. Spam off the back of it, but nothing found. The rest of the offense looking to get aggressive over here in the middle. They found a lot of places to put. Control Z wins out the first fight, not the second, and Nerf wins 2 key frags in this direction. Shove utilizes that run it back, but it's not really going to be netting them much of anything. Team, though, still on this side, able to pick up 1 through the wall, making a second, is now pushing forward. It's Valen. It's going to be the Cypher on Cypher action, but Valen winning out, so 2-on-2. All things considered, Bounty Esports still in an okay spot, but that's not going to be easy as Derek wins out that gunfight, making a second. Derek with 2 puts Pugstars up 1 once again.
Oh my gosh, I was on the edge of my seat that entire round. What? And that was a tough round for Bounty Esports to lose. They did kind of buy in. They didn't have a lot of econ left over after that buy. So we are going to see another save round, pistol round for Bounty Esports. But once again, we've seen just the most insane headshots from these players, Vincent. I mean, Control Z going absolute nuts, going ham, hitting the heads with the Sheriff. It doesn't even matter that they have rifles in hand. They're just going to push together and hit those headshots. So, Pugstars know this. They're going to play a little bit far back this time. Not bossy, though. Gets a little aggressive. Wins out in the gunfight between him and Nibbler. And this is just fun gameplay. I mean, Bounty Esports are definitely giving us a show, even though they have just pistols in hand. So, fun stuff from them.
Certainly was, and certainly is. As it's just, you know, slow, methodical play right now happening for Pugstars. You do like to see that, right? Against a force buy or a pistol buy is what it really is for Bounty. They don't want to give anything away. Don't want to be throwing themselves at their opponents. You know, giving away guns or frags or ult points for that matter. I mean, every frag, remember, is not only just some cash, but an ult point going the way of your opponent. So if you want to limit that as much as you can, though. Derek could get caught out, does. Control Z wins out that fight, but with 5 HP remaining, it's going to be difficult to get much of anything else done. The spike is planted at B, and Pugstars are still in prime position.
The curveball coming in clutch right there to keep Bossy off the push. And a nice trade from both of these teams. It is a 3v3 situation. I mean, they make these pistol rounds worth every single penny. My goodness, it is a 1v2, and there it is. Daniel with a 3K, able to finish it off. And my goodness, 3 members of Pugstars taken down with these Sheriffs. And that's what we need to see. We need to see them at least do some sort of economic damage. But then again, there's Valen with the full 9,000, does have to full buy and takes them down quite a bit. But it's just anything you can get if you're Bounty Esports. Sorry, Sheev is talking a lot. Cypher, can you calm down, bud? You're making me lose my train of thought.
I mean, he's just a chatty guy. You know, what can he say, Joyce? Come on. Don't be toxic. Let's go.
I'm sorry, Cypher.
And,
I didn't mean it.
Yeah, come on now. But all jokes aside, a nice round for Pugstars. Bounty Esports back onto a purchase, though maybe not ideal weaponry for everybody, considering the money. And Pugstars have done a great job. They've built a lot of cash in just 2 rounds. They have plenty of cash for the next one, even if they lose this. So it's gonna be solid either way. Pugstars in a pretty good spot attack-wise. They have spread out across the map. They've got a lot of map control, and now it's just a matter of time. Where do you go with this map control? 2 players committed towards B for the defense. Nobody really at mid, something we've seen a lot today. And I will say that, that is it's kind of a difficult position to hold, and that's the reason that you give it up sometimes. But it is also important to hold that area of the map. So we'll see how that works out for them, as it looks like the B hit is what's coming up.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, the way that they just held their tongue for a long time might have actually given them the shot at B site, but this is going to be tough with Sheep right behind you, as well as an Odin spraying you down, but Bossy TV is just too dang good, able to get a couple of wall bangs onto the members of Bounty Esports. This is a 3-on-3, make it a 3v2. These trades are going back and forth. Nerf is actually still alive in this situation. It's going to have to take down 2 members of Bounty, and this is a tough one to sell, because Shove is going to get that headshot onto Nerf, and that's another round, bringing them back up just 1 away from Pugstars. Are we going to see another 6-6 half here, Vincent?
My thanks.
I mean, it's certainly possible at this point. That being said, there is still plenty of cash, like I was talking about, on the backs of Pugstars. I don't know if they went and robbed the bank or what, but they have certainly been able to keep their money healthy. And in fact, even more healthy if Dinya just sells off that operator. That's a a fat stack of bills that thing cost, 5,000 of them in fact. So is now Bounty Esports. They have a buy-in. They won that last round in pretty nice fashion. I really like their setup. But once again, look at all the information gained by that Owl Zone. Derek just straight up knows there's nobody home, and that's going to be the Hunter's Fury coming out. Sheep does take a tag, but not much more. So you talked about the fishing, and, well, Derek goes fishing on that one. But again, not super effective.
We've been seeing that a lot from Derek. I mean, he tries to fish as much as possible with that Hunter's Fury, especially like early on into the round. But this time, Hunter's Fury comes out for Platinum in a more opportune time. Is not going to hit anything, but is going to kind of delay a little bit of push and kind of spread out. Pugstars, unfortunately for Bounty Esports, are not going to really capitalize on it this time. But now the post-plant situation and the retake is going to happen. The paint shells go up into market, forcing them to go out. And this is tough from Control Z. He's going to push out and actually get the kill onto Bossy TV. This is huge by them. The trade's going in the favor of Bounty. It's 4v2, Vincent.
Again, both players back in boathouse. The Paranoia perfectly placed as Nerf gets blinded as well, but it's 2 frags. Shove kills Derek, and now Platinum gets the frag, so it looked a little scary there for a moment, Choice, but down to Esports. They bring it back, and it's 5-5. It's another tied game. I mean, how many tied games can you have in one series? This is incredible. I cannot believe how close these 2 teams are.
I can't believe it either, Vincent. This is a fantastic grand finals. We always ask just that grand finals just be an absolute show, and these players always give it to us, always delivering. This is the Valorant Sunday Showdown grand final. Game number 2, Pugstars is up 1-0. If Pugstars win this on Ascent, they actually win it all. But if Bounty Esports takes it, we are going to bind, Vincent, and that could be huge for Bounty Esports to kind of get that reset. We'll just have to see. But as of right now, we're on Ascent, so what else matters? Nothing. It's just Bounty Esports versus Pugstars right now on Ascent.
And like you mentioned, for Bounty Esports, it's a do or die. Have to pick this one up or it's go home.
Right.
To be fair, they're already home. But, whatever. it's fine. Paranoia is
huge.
Cocked and ready for Nibbler. There's 4 players around this. Does he know? Does he get the timing? Oh, no, he doesn't. The dark cover comes out. It's just too late. Had no way of knowing, as well as Dinya now getting the frag. Oh, that is rough for the Phoenix. The running back was utilized, but he got sent back a little bit too close for comfort, and that body dead as well on the refrag. So now it's 2-on-4. and it's short-lived. Control Z trying to pick something up, but a 6th round now on the board for Pugstars after Bounty Esports find 2.
My goodness. The timing, it just hurts. When you have God mode and you see everything happening like we get to, and you see something like that, it's just so unfortunate. I mean, you can't do much about it, but still. Oh my goodness, really fun stuff from these players. And I gotta say, Shove has been having a hard time utilizing the run it back. I mean, it's just been put a stop to by Pugstars. I need to see a run it back that does something absolutely insane for Bounty Esports. But Derek is getting stuff with this Hunter's Fury again.
I know.
Oh! Thank you, Shove!
I have the spike.
You said you wanted to see something, Joyce. Well, that sure is something. It's not a run it back, but I don't care. Derek is down at 10 HP, and Control Z says, see you later. And it's going to be a 6-6 half. You called it yourself, baby. It is definitely a incredible game here. And, I mean, there's nothing between these teams. It is, I mean, you could put a sheet of paper in between these two teams at this point. That's how close they are.
A sheet of paper indeed. That is just way too accurate there, Vincent. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that Shove just absolutely popped off in a beautiful curveball from Wine and just dropped a few players from Pugstars, allowing them to tie it up 6-6 at the half. This is huge for Bounty Esports. And I gotta say, this is nice from Shove. I feel like they know exactly that there's going to be a camera up there. It's not going to activate it immediately. Oh, gets it out this time. Lots of information. They're going to have to rethink their push from B.
Yeah, well done. That camera, so much gained from it, right? And you're now in a spot where you just got to rethink. Bounty Esports doing just that, moving over towards A. It's slow and steady, though, not giving away too much information. Dinya there now knows what's going on. Gets the dash out. There's 2 players here at A. So it looks like it's going to be the push in. Bossy finding that first frag. As per our usual arrangement, it seems, is now Dinya once more. Another one. The dash comes through from Control Z. Nets a frag, a kill onto Dinya, leaving just a couple of players left here. Bounty Esports in a difficult spot, down 1 in this, but the retake could be good. That being said, Platinum has something to say about it as Nerf falls. More utility coming in. Nibbler, no thank you. And that's 2, though. Pugstars. Beautiful. On the retake, leaving Platinum. He finds 1. He finds the second. It's 3 total for Platinum in the pistol round. Bounty Esports, they pick it up and knock Pugstars down.
I wish you could see my face right now, Vincent. It is just an utter shock, utter disbelief at the beautiful, just 2-tap headshot. I mean, on the players of Pugstars. Beautiful stuff, bringing them up 7-6. That was the pistol round, and now Bounty Esports are on this nice buy. We see a Phantom in the hands of Platinum. That's a big buy there. Actually going to drain the bank there, so they're definitely going to have to take this round away from Pugstars. Because if they don't, that's going to be one expensive round.
Yeah, that's a weapon you buy when you just don't want to give anything away. That being said, already Pugstars going down 1 into this one. It's 5-on-4. Now Pugstars to retake.
They're going to have to retake this, but you know, with Bossy and these paint shells, it could be good, but this time they are going to whiff a little bit. A beautiful paranoia coming down the lane from hell up into heaven. Nibbler actually taking down Valen in a huge way, but once again, nerfed on the weird flank. Always with the weird flanks from Nerf. You love to see it. Bossy trying to get something done up here. Denya pushing in hot and heavy, but it's going to be taken down from Nibbler. Bossy TV with a huge headshot onto Shove. This is beautiful. 3v2 situation, and a 2v2 nerfed again from the flank. It's going to take someone down, but not enough time for the defuse. It's Nibbler with the 4K and his life. Just barely.
Oh my goodness, that was awful close, Nibbler. Oh, I don't think you could have timed that any more perfectly, but that being said, I mean, with what limited investment Pugstars had, that should never have been that close choice. And they have really stamped their ticket saying, listen, this is our game. We own this place. We do what we want. We've won twice in a row, and we're looking for a third. Pugstars look to respond now as they have the rifles, the weaponry, the armory available to them. And against that, Bounty Esports, I mean, because all 4 players out of 5 died, well, their buy is absolutely horrific. They don't have much of anything into this round.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a little weird here. They're moving in. I mean, Bossy TV, though, it doesn't even matter. Comes in from the flank, gets a beautiful 3K, sends in the paint shell. It's going to get big damage out onto the Bounty Esports players. And this is just looking tough for them, but spraying through the smoke is going to grant Bossy TV a death from Sheeb. And here it comes, the Owl Drone pushing through the smoke. Sheeb is going to have to get something big done here. It's going to be spotted out by the camera, and it's just Platinum all by themselves trying to get something done, but Denya from the behind takes down Platinum. A beautiful round from Pugstars.
I mean, okay. Choice, I have a question for you.
Ask away.
Do you just buy there? Do you full buy if you're Bounty? I feel like you should have. I don't know what the exact money was. Maybe they couldn't get it out, but like doing the half buy deal, it just seems like such a half measure to me.
Yeah, it was rough, especially when Platinum's going in with a frenzy. You know, that's tough. There's too much util being used, too many smokes, too much vision denial to allow, I mean, anything from something like a frenzy. You know, even if they sprayed through it, probably wouldn't have gotten much done. Bossy TV, ooh, getting pushed up on pretty hard from Control, is actually going to take out the Showstopper. Are we going to see a frag from him? Yes, we are. Shove is going to be taken down, but Platinum is with the beautiful trade from the Hunter's Fury. This is a very interesting situation. It is a 1v4 again. It's all up to Platinum again. It gets the frag onto Denya, taking out a little bit of econ from the hands of Pugstars. And here we go. He's going to take this ult orb and just kind of slink onto the shadows here.
Well, you know, was in a 1v4 before. This one, a little bit more doable in, you know, and a little bit more reasonable. Has already found the first. Is creeping around to potentially pick up a second. All 3 players still committed over towards A. So whilst we know Platinum doesn't necessarily have all that information, could go B for free. That being said, has elected to go A. This makes things a little bit more tricky, considering this one player around the corner, and Nerfed doesn't miss those shots. So that is now an incredible turnaround for Pugstars as they've tied this game back up once again.
It looked like he was feeling really confident that they would rotate on over to B, thinking that he was going to go all the way over there, which was, I mean, a good call, honestly, from Platinum to try and get something big done. Sends in the recon dart all the way over to B, but I mean, really unfortunate.
They didn't know about the cam.
Yeah.
Problem.
Yeah. A little tough there for Bounty Esports. And really tough because Derek actually takes one out almost immediately. What is going on?
I mean, you follow that up by Nerf. This is an eco round. So, you know, keep that in mind and temper your expectations accordingly. But, I mean, it certainly is not a way to open things up. Pistols or no pistols with 2 frags, 1 through the wall and 1 on a nice little jitter peek from Nerfed. So, down to Esports, an immediate 3-on-5. About a minute left on the clock now as they slow things down, trying to group up. Looks as if they've grouped towards A. Bladestorm out, but it doesn't matter for Show as Bossy TV with the frag over in that direction. And again, I do say, you know, Control Z, Bladestorm out, like, it's 2-on-5, man. Like, what do you do here?
Yeah. I do have to temper my expectations. I was getting very excited because it's just looking like this is a fun game. Control Z takes down one, takes down two. This is a beautiful situation, trying to get as much done with these knives as possible. Bossy TV does finish it off onto Control Z, but my goodness. I mean, these are really good players. Even on ecos, they can do some big damage to you, so I think Pugstars are definitely giving them the respect they deserve in some of these rounds, even on eco rounds.
That goes there.
But I will say, I mean, spamming through the wall with an Odin, that's just disrespect in general.
I mean, yeah, you're right. No respect there. I will say that I think this is do or die time for Bounty Esports.
Yep.
They need to win this round. If they lose this round, that's 10. The eco will put it to 11. And I don't think I have the confidence in them to fight that type of deficit back. Here comes the aggression. The run it back is in.
Yes.
Shove, you said needed to step it up, has done just that. Finds the frag, not the second, but that's okay. The opener has already been there and created for Bounty Esports as they step onto the site and start to plant that spike.
Oh, that's huge. That's what I wanted to see from Shove. Getting a little bit of use out of that ultimate. My goodness, the shock darts coming out from Platinum are absolutely clutch, as well as these wall bangs. A beautiful headshot onto Valen sets them up for a fantastic post-plant hold on this A site. Control Z in a very interesting spot. Nerf does not spot him out. Really unfortunate, but Denya with a beautiful headshot, and another one. Show finishes it off, ties it up again, 9-9. Vincent, this is a boxing match if I have ever seen one.
Now it's my turn to say, if you could see my face, dude, oh my goodness. I think my jaw might have been on the floor multiple times in that one, as it was just the back and forth of a lifetime. Platinum, the 2 frags from underneath Evan, absolutely mint. And well, not to mention Shove stepping things up exactly when necessary. It's a player we've talked about before. It's now 9-9, guns in the hands of both teams as they move forward, looking for everything here. This is not just this round. This is for control of this game. Because remember, whoever loses this one goes to an eco. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't get to see Pugstars' economy, but yeah, I mean, yeah, they are broke. Otherwise, they're not going to have enough cash to buy in. So it is really do or die time for either of these sides. They need to win this.
Yes, they do. They're going to have to do something huge here. They do get a little bit of information with that ultimate, as well as Denya taking down Control Z with a beautiful operator shot. Nice and close range. A beautiful curveball is actually going to push Denya back off, but has another angle. Is not going to hit the shot this time. Has to back off and hold a different angle because of this ridiculous util usage from these players. It is still a 4v5. Nibbler, though, gets out on the backside and takes down Bossy TV in a really awkward situation. And my goodness, what is happening? Vincent.
Oh, Derek, that's a huge frag. Now they can push in without the difficulty of Nibbler in their back line, but it doesn't matter if the frags continue to flurry in the front line. And a big missed shot from Denya. That's the second one of the round, as now has to pull out the Blaze Storm to try and deny the plant, but it's denied from Shove. Denya says, get out, and Shove. What an incredible shot in the air. Those are so hard to hit, and it is now just one player, the Sova, left at half HP. And what can Derek do but try and do the impossible? Creeps in, looks for some information, has an idea of where these players are. One player right below doesn't know just yet. It's a cat and mouse game. 2 players underneath, and Platinum doesn't miss the shot. Huge win from Shove, killing the Jet while they dashed up into the air.
I don't know, man. I don't know, Vincent. This game is just... They're hurting my heart right now. I mean, literally every single round is just a small heart palpitation for me, watching these players just absolutely do what they do best. And that's give us a show. And they're keeping me on the edge of my seat, that's for sure. Sending in the Paranoia and a really aggressive push from the Jet. Denya actually is going to be spotted out. This is an eco round. Denya taking down one, dashes into the hands, the clutches of 2 more Bounty players. This looks like it's going to take Bounty Esports on over to 11-9.
Well, barring anything crazy. Okay, there was a Bucky still in line choice, so like, as long as there's Bucky's, there's still a chance, right? Bossy does have a rifle as well, so could be seeing some frags coming from this direction. Derek was trying to bait out the Omen, but was not very successful in doing so. Finally does, but it's at the cost of their life, as Nibbler finds that frag. So, it's Bounty Esports confirming an 11th round in this, and well, it's just 2 away to send us to a map 3, but Pugstars certainly are going to have something to say about it, and Denya has a statement, and it is a big old gun, fat barrel with that operator.
Yes, this should do.
Ooh, I'm really hoping to see something big come out from Pugstars. I mean, Bounty Esports have definitely been bringing it to them, but this boxing match, I don't know. I still don't know who can take it all the way, who can show off, but Nerf through the smoke. It's going to be able to take down 2 members of Bounty Esports. That is just heartbreaking for the Bounty players. They're going to have to do something huge here. They're going to have to win these gunfights in a huge way. And my goodness, Pugstars are just crushing their dreams at the moment.
Nerfed is absolutely incredible. Helen Keller challenge there, no problem whatsoever. Can't see, can't hear, no issues. And finds 2 through the smoke, through the dark cover. Denya, a shot out towards the Omen, but misses that one. So now it's going to have to be the reinvestment. A shock dart somehow didn't do any damage to Valen. Oh, it was on the other side. My apologies. I was like, wait, how did that work? But no, Valen goes out. It is not going to be done anything to. Now the swing. Derek tries to find something. Now information. Sonar Dart comes out. No real opportunity to spam through. It's still 3-on-5, making it 2-on-5. It's Valen. A double kill. Leaves Sheep left alone. Paranoia perfect. As that is going to be the flawless victory. Pugstars, they make it just 1 round between these 2. And what better way for us to go into the last 4 rounds or 5 rounds of this game, but almost tied up.
Ooh. This is the moment that Pugstars really need to turn it around. Valen, although holding B's site as best he can, he's going to have to, I feel like, going to have to step it up just a little bit more, get those frags, win those gun duels, and put a stop to any push from them. But my goodness, Denya gets absolutely insane up in the membrane, but Sheep is going to be able to put a stop to that. But once again, the paint shells getting another frag for Bossy TV. I can't believe the amount of frags he's been getting with those grenades. It's absolutely insane. Nerfed once again in his favorite position here in tree area. Going to try and get as much information as possible. This owl drone pushing up. Doesn't spot him out. He's going to be able to push out with no contesting. Gets the headshot onto Shove. A beautiful return from Platinum. Vincent, what?
Oh my goodness. You said the heart palpitations. I'm feeling them right now throughout this round. And honestly, who needs a second player? Just send Bossy's paint canisters. Like, it's fine. They trade themselves. That's how it works. They're incredible. Just so well placed from that Rays player on the Pugstars side. As it's now slow and steady. 3-on-3 here. No, just one player committed towards A as the Sova looks to return that direction. Sonar Dart comes out in order to deny the area. Hunter's Fury as well. Bossy though. Oh no! Control Z! What a shutdown! Absolutely brilliant stuff. Control Z could have saved the round, but Derek says no thanks. Gonna get the shot with the operator as well. Recovered that. Now it's 2-on-2. The Dart, they notice some players up top, but Paranoia is good. Trying to get up top is the Jet with the Blade Storm. Does a lot of damage, but no frag to be found. As it's just a 1 HP player and Cypher with Bull. That's the first, make it 2. Pugstars, they return the frags, and it is tied back up, Choice. We are going 11-11.
Oh, my goodness. If you came here for some absolute insane grand finals play, you came to the right place. Bounty Esports up against Pugstars. This is game 2. Pugstars are looking to make it a 2-0 here in the grand finals of the Valorant Sunday Showdown, and Bounty Esports are doing the best that they can to put a stop to their reign so far. This would be 3 weeks in a row that Pugstars win the Valorant Sunday Showdown all the way. This would be huge. Bounty Esports are looking to put a stop to that. This is a rematch from 2 weeks ago. This is some fantastic Valorant competitive gameplay.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, if it ends here, honestly, it doesn't even matter. Bounty Esports can be happy with their performance regardless. That being said, they don't want to be ending it here. That ult orb does give Shove another run it back, and Dinho with an operator on site makes this a little bit more difficult, you could say, for the offense. As well, Dinho is a bit of a menace with this weapon, to be honest, as it's all slowed down, stopped just for a moment here, Choice, to try and get some information.
Joke's over! You're dead!
This is very interesting because now we're running in with this run it back. And now, I mean, it's going to be taken out. Platinum, though, takes down Bossy. That is an impact frag right now in this situation. They're going to actually get a lot of damage out onto Nerf. He has 40 HP left. Gets in a gun duel with one of the members of Bounty Esports in middle. This is huge. The amount of util being used right now, Vincent, is absolutely insane. They're using it to the best of their ability, and they're trying to put a stop to Bounty Esports right now. Derek is actually now onto the site, sees one. Shove is going to be taken down. He's going to be spotted out by the recon dart. This is huge for them. Derek gets a 3K, and that's going to put him to match point here in the grand finals.
What just happened? That was so good for Bounty Esports. They traded onto the site perfectly to run it back. Everything falling into place. But Derek says no with the shock dart. Absolutely incredible, Dinho, as well, following up. I mean, this has just been back and forth all the way, but now Pugstars. Not only map point, but match point. Series point. Grand final point. And there's one of them here. It's just one round to send us to overtime. Guns for both sides at this point. Bounty Esports still a strong enough buy. That being said, a little bit low on money, so it's going to be one player with just a Spectre. Hunter's Fury committed here. Derek's going fishing. Let's see if he catches anything with this bait. The answer, not quite. Nerf gets aggressive, tries to do the same thing, but nothing found in that respect either.
This is so much information. They're going to be able to spot out Control Z, and that's what I'm talking about. Bossy TV takes him down. This is huge. They're going to have to use all their utility to be able to hold on to this site. This is a 4v5 situation. Nibbler actually baits out the teleport, but they know exactly where he's at. Nerf takes him down. This is a 3v5 situation. It's falling apart for Bounty Esports. Are we going to see the first three-peat ever here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown in Pugstars?
Sure looking like it right now. Choice, that's 2. Platinum trades 1. He's got a second, almost a third, but 6 HP left and low bullets. He's got 2. Oh, that's 4 for Platinum. Absolutely incredible. The ace to close it out. Platinum sends us to overtime.
Oh my god! No way! There's no way! Platinum! What?
That goes there. This is a
I think my brain is hurting. After that,
goes
Platinum. How? It's incredible.
What looked absolutely undoable was made doable by Platinum, and the most ridiculous clutch factor I've ever seen in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. I mean,
He got like 3 kills with 6 bullets, Choice. Oh my goodness. We got to focus up. It's overtime, man. And holy, I'm blown away. Bounty Esports, they're still in it here as we head to our first overtime period.
Oh my goodness. I just have to throw it out there. I can hear production in the back just absolutely laughing their heads off right now because of the insane play that we just saw. This is overtime and what shouldn't have been overtime. But Pugstars, they're on the attack now and they're going to have to do something big here because after that, Bounty Esports have got to be feeling themselves. Control Z in a beautiful position to be able to take down at least one or two of them. No, he's going to be taken down by Denya. This is huge. The amount of bullets being thrown out just out in the ether is going to be immense. And now Bounty Esports and Pugstars with a nice even trade. Denya with 9 HP. This is a tough situation. He's going to have to get out onto site, but Derek in a beautiful position. Going to take down Nibbler, and we are back down to kind of a lull here. This is a 3v4 situation. Shove is actually going to be taken down by Derek. Shape going off right now. It is a 1v3 situation, but look at the health pool of Pugstars. They can all go down with one shock dart from Platinum. Can we see it again?
The Clutch Master had a 1v4 just a moment ago. Could 1v3 happen again? Information gain. The first frag is there. Both players ready, waiting on the site. No utility left. Flops out to the Phantom. Just wants to be able to spray. Gets the reload in. 30 bullets now in the chamber for Platinum. As both players ready and waiting on the site. One near generator. Is there. The second is good. Platinum with the 1v3 clutch. Again for Bounty Esports. I'm feeling about 3 choice. I don't know about you, but Platinum is playing out of his mind.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, the momentum has got to be absolutely immense. Platinum just absolutely feeling themselves right now. They are the and okay, I gotta settle down here, Vincent, because I am just going crazy with these plays from Platinum. If he can continue this momentum, we're going to map 3.
Bro, Platinum is just, I mean, well, he's gone Super Saiyan. He's actually just, like, become the player of this match in 2 rounds. Has had a good game prior to that, just to be clear, but, like, now. Oh, 8 frags, 2 rounds. That's what's put Bounty in this position. They're now up 1. And they're gonna go up another, potentially, to a victory. Control Z opening things up. That frag puts them in prime position now to get onto this site. Nibbler says, thank you very much. I'll take another, but Denya trades that back very beautifully indeed. It's 3-on-4 now. Pugstars, they need to respond.
Yes, they do, and they might actually have a position here. There it is, the headshot onto Control Z. It's going to take that player out. That is a big player to take out. Those smokes are gone. That quick play is gone as well. And so the vision denial is here, but the curveball comes out and Nerf is going to be taken down. And that's it. That's it. That is game 2 going on over to Bounty Esports. We're going to a map 3.
I'm just, I was blown away. I needed to allow for just a moment of silence for that clutch factor coming through. And I mean, oh, that was me that entire time. I just cannot believe it. Platinum. I mean, I don't even care. I don't even care who wins this game anymore. I'm just glad to be here. I'm just glad to be here. That's all I have to say. It's incredible that Platinum was able to not only pull off an ace, but a 1v3 clutch to bring them back and send us to bind. Holy cow. I don't even know how to start analyzing that one, Choice, because it was just so incredible. Back and forth all the way, and we were at 11-11. It was simply a coin flip there once who got to, you know, the penultimate round first. It happened to be Pugstars, and it looked as if they were going away with it, but here we are, a map 3.
Pugstars' first map 3 in 3 weeks in a row of being in the grand finals. They've been 2-0ing this basically this whole time. So we're going into a map 3. And I guess just what needs to happen is Pugstars has got to wipe that from their memory. This is a whole new map. It's now just a best of 1. It's not a best of 3. I don't know. I don't know, but they're going to have to do it because Bind is a whole new beast in itself. We got these teleporters. We've got this player, Platinum, who is absolutely out of their gourd right now, just playing heavenly, really. And so we're going to have to give them a quick little break here, Vincent. But when we come back, it'll be game 3 between Pugstars and Bounty Esports on Bind for map 3. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Valorant Sunday Showdown. After an absolutely insane clutch from Platinum and Bounty Esports, bringing it to Game 3. I'm joined by Vincent here, and I'm Choice Plays, and this has been one of the best grand finals here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown, and I'm so glad I get to spend it here with you, Vincent. How are you feeling right now?
Honestly, I'm dazed, I'm confused, and I am so excited to see a map 3. These two teams have been incredible, and Platinum, I'm just ready to continue having them blow my mind. That's what I saw there. We rewatched the two clips, back-to-back clutches in the grand finals. The first to send us to overtime, the second to clutch out the key overtime round. And man, if we still keep seeing incredible plays from these players like those, I'll stay here all night. Choice, like I'm here for the long haul.
I'm definitely feeling that right now. Pugstars versus Bounty Esports. This is a 1-to-1. This is it. And like I was saying before, Pugstars have to just forget that last round even happened. This is just now a best of one. Nothing happened. And they're just going to have to reset their mentals and come back at this as big and as hard as they have been in the past rounds. I mean, that's what's going to bring them up to the top. I feel like that aggression really kind of put a stop to Bounty Esports and really put a thorn in their side. So I got to see it again. Bind is the perfect place to do it. And Bossy, again, I'm pretty sure I saw on the Raze. So, I mean, everyone likes to see Raze on Bind. At least I do. So I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, and for obvious reasons, Bind, a map where Raze is incredible. These, long, short, or rather, I should say narrow hallways definitely give Raze an advantage. Those paint shells, obviously incredible, can do a whole bunch of chip damage, and it just creates a lot of great opportunities, right, for the Raze player to just get frags and control the map with that utility. So exactly something you love to see. And Shove, on the other side, is going to be doing a Raze of their own. Not something we were seeing a lot of before. Shove, of course, playing the Phoenix in the last map. Had a little bit of a slow start, I will say, on Ascent.
Yeah.
But really stepped things up there in the latter half, I have to say. And Control Z, no Jet for Control Z. Something that I'm a bit surprised at, considering how well that went last map. But he's going to be on the Phoenix himself, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, this is tough for Shove. Actually going to be caught out, but what? Gets a headshot onto Valen. Beautiful play from Shove. I mean, that should not have happened, but it did. So Bounty Esports and Pugstars kind of tied up. Never mind, actually going to be a 4v2 situation. Nibbler out onto the site, taking a lot of ground for themselves. Platinum, the clutch god themselves, is being lurked upon by Bossy TV. And what an interesting situation that one was, Vincent. Both of them had to reload at the same time, and Pugstars coming out swinging after a crazy second map.
Yeah, it was just a tactical timeout from both sides at the same time. That's all it was. You love to see it. It's just, listen, it's just great high sportsmanship,
Yeah.
They're like, hey, hold on, wait a second, let's both reload. All right, fair enough. And start again. That's what it was. It's easy. Pugstars with a nice opening to this third map, and I mean, listen, they certainly have to be favored here, right? I think there's no doubt about it, but with the sort of momentum that Bounty Esports has had and has to have coming off the back of that, I mean, listen, like, if I am any player on Bounty Esports, I'm just like, dude, Platinum, can you, like, walk in and just murder them all? Because that seemed to be working fine last time. For obvious reasons, probably not going to be very effective, but that being said, Pugstars, of course, they have the superior weaponry after that pistol round. And so it's just a classic round +1 Sheriff for Bounty Esports. They, I think best case scenario is what, like 2 kills here?
Possibly. I mean, but we've seen some pretty crazy stuff here, Vincent. I don't know. I just don't know. Bossy TV, I feel like should be setting up to send in the paint shells. Gets one. That is the first pick off here. Bossy getting 2. Denny picking up another one. And this is a 4v2 situation. There's 1 out of 2 there, Vincent.
Yeah, it's certainly nice. That being said, Tinya,
It
a
is
very
Platinum.
nice shot.
Platinum is
on a
left.
Okay, that's fair enough, you know. But it is just a classic, so probably not going to be much of anything, and indeed not. Tinya closes that out, a triple kill for them, as we are now into the weapon rounds. Bounty Esports going to be getting the rifles online, whereas Pugstars, they get the, you know, the bonus, the easy round with the, you know, SMGs. It looks like a Bucky, and Bossy has, of course, recovered that Phantom, or at least his teammate has recovered that Phantom for Bossy. So it should be a round for Bounty, but you know how these bonus rounds go. It's always a toss-up.
Oh, absolutely. And you got nerfed with the Bucky hanging out in U-Haul, kind of chilling over there on the A side. Not going to be met by anything this time. But Derek holding on to this recon dart, just waiting for the push, because I feel like he knows that it's going to be a pretty hard push. But Bounty Esports, given the respect deserved to Pugstars, and not really pushing too hard out onto the site as of yet.
Oh my goodness, that paint shell is just perfect. Valid has 18 health. That's devastating.
Oh.
Bossy, though, with a double kill. She finally hitting the trade, but it is very latent. Wow. That guy definitely did great in high school trigonometry, because that was a very nice shock dart. Doing the right amount of calculations and getting that perfect. So there goes the Owl drone. More information gained. It's almost a Mexican standoff at this point of utility, going back and forth choice, but nothing really gained just yet for either side.
We love a good standoff here. A good entrenchment from both of these teams. Tons of damage out from Derek, and a little bit taken as well. This is a Sova v Sova battle here in this situation, but now they're pushing out onto the site. The curveball comes out. Control Z is actually going to take down Valen, but Denya takes out two. This is a 1v1 situation, but Platinum again is going to be able to get the wall bang out onto Derek, and the spike play has that Hunter's Fury. This is round 4, and my goodness, this is some insane stuff right now, Vincent.
Platinum is just better. He's just better. You cannot convince me otherwise. Put this man in any clutch situation, and I will be standing Platinum. That's what I'll be saying every single time from now on, particularly this grand finals, because every time they're in a situation where you need to find a 1v1, a 1v2, a 1v3, a 1v4, 1v5, they got it. It's easy. And, well, we are into another gun round, as like we were talking about Pugstars. They did have the bonus. Hunter's Fury came out off the back of a tag. Does get a tag onto one player, but not quite enough. More fishing going on over there. The Hunter's, or rather, my apologies, they're running back after the Hunter's Fury, and Nibbler gets blinded up, but it doesn't really seem to matter as they run it back. It's sent back with where it came from. Derek now with a nice frag through the wall onto Control Z. Sheeb forced out with those paint shells, but it's going to get the frag anyway, and that's perfectly done. Now 3-on-4 as Nerf tries to get aggressive here. Does find the first frag. Sheeb winning it out, but now Platinum on the return is perfect. So it's still a man advantage for Bounty Esports. It's going to have to be the retake for Pugstars with 2.
This is insane. I feel like both of these teams now are really feeling the heat of Game 3. I mean, we saw crazy frags in the first game. I mean, we saw Bounty Esports obviously come back in a huge way in Game 2. And now I'm really feeling like both of these teams are giving the respect due, and they are punching each other like black and blue right now. This is insane, the level of play right now. You can see it has just elevated from Game 1 and 2, and now in Game 3, and I'm loving to see this. It's feeling kind of dirty. Like I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, I think, you know, in Game 1 we were watching mere mortals playing Valorant. Then Game 2 happened, and now we're watching superheroes play Valorant. That's the way it feels for me, at the very least. Hoping to put into words, but I certainly feel the same way as you. It's going to be the push. The Bounty, or rather the Bucky, trying to kill Bounty. It's not super successful, though, as both players towards B fall. is now everybody has rotated in. So there is a plethora of defenders available, but there is the rotation. Perfectly done. And, oh, Bossy! The double kill. Perfectly placed, but it's not enough to bring Pugstars back into this. They're still down a player and a significant amount of weaponry. The first coming at Denya, gets tagged heavily for the trouble, but the right click is strong. Now picks up a rifle, not to be. Platinum says you can right click and I can right click too. It's nerfed left, and a 1-on-2 quickly dispatched by Computer 2.
Oh my goodness. Such dirty play from both of these teams. I feel like they both really want this. They want to take it all the way to the end. They want to be the victors out on the other side. Pugstars are realizing that it's kind of slowly slipping away. That three-peat win for Pugstars is slowly slipping out of their fingers right now, and they are reacting in the correct way. They're coming up huge right now, and they are pulling out all the stops.
Every single one pulled at the moment. And I mean, when are we gonna stop seeing extra gears to be like it's almost like we're watching Need for Speed at the moment, Fast and Furious. They just keep going up gears, and it's like, dude, there's got to be an end to the gear shift. But no, both of these teams continuing to step up big time, as we just saw. Yet another opening frag going the way of Denya. And Pugstars are up one player now. There is 3 ultimates on the other side, so we'll see what they can do with those.
Ooh, I mean, that's a good play. Denya, I don't know if this is the right play for you. Platinum is knowing. He knows. He just knows. He's better.
He's a knower. He's a knower.
He's a knower, and it's insane. I do have to say that there is a showstopper on the side of Bounty Esports. Tons of ultimates on their side. This is huge for them. This is round 6, and I feel like they can actually take this again and stop Pugstars in their tracks right now.
There goes the Hunter's Fury. Oh, 2 ultimates, 2 frags for Bounty Esports. And they come through. There's the paint canister, some shove. A little bit off target, to be fair. But now it's Tarek and Cypher trying to come in. It's 2-on-4 choice.
This is insane. Bounty Esports have just... They just have a fire under them right now, and you can see it. And they are pushing themselves to the limit. This crossfire setup is so huge, and that's the right play to back out of Lamps in that situation. Nibbler, they got to get the trade, but the trade just doesn't happen, and that's it. Bounty Esports pull ahead by 2 points. It is a 4-2 situation. Bounty Esports are up right now. Vincent, what does Pugstars need to do to bring this back in their favor?
I mean, I'll get to your question in just a moment, Troy. Sorry, I have to say something. You know, this entire Best of 3 series, it's felt as if Pugstars really has a hold, a handle. You know, they've controlled everything, right? You know, even when they were losing some rounds, even though it was close, it did seem as if they really just had the edge, right? That edge for me is now turning, and it's turning towards Bounty Esports. And you know, that's such an incredible adjustment. I don't know how they've stolen the momentum so effectively, but they definitely have. What they need to do to try and adjust, honestly, I think that they just need to take a moment and get last map out of their head. Seems like they're playing scared in some of these situations.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, look at this. Bounty Esports just feeling so crisp in their in all of their gameplay right now. The game sense, the crosshair placement, it's just looking so nice, so crisp. Denya pushing up though, gets the headshot. Oh my goodness though, the double trade in the favor of Bounty Esports. It's just Derek up against 3 members of Bounty Esports, and they're moving on over to the B site. And this was a save round for Pugstars, but still, I mean, 2 members of Bounty Esports, especially Platinum, being taken down, that's pretty good. That's a good start.
I mean, it certainly ain't bad. But, you know, Derek is one away from the ultimate, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to pull that one off, and especially with just a sheriff. I don't know if he's able to recover a rifle anywhere. I don't know where. I don't recall. Yeah, I think everybody died over towards A, so not really able at this point to grab a rifle. So, that being said, one player moving forward. Control Z is just like, it's fine. I will take the challenge because I can and because it's fun.
It is fun, and they're showing off that it is a ton of fun. And here, man, 5-2 in the favor of Bounty Esports. We did see this on Haven. You know, they had a nice lead at the beginning of the first half. Pugstars definitely kind of got it together in the second half, but this is now game 3 of the grand finals. I mean, they've been playing for hours now. Like, are we going to see them just completely run out of gas, or are they going to get that kind of nitrous oxide push back into their veins to be able to finish this off in a huge way?
I see what you did there, and I appreciate it, Choice. That being said, we are seeing a run it back invested. Control Z with that one. One player sitting close by. Not going to be spotting that one out. Sabasi sends Control Z back where they came from. Is still 5 on 5. Lots of utility getting expounded over towards the B side. In fact, another ultimate committed, this time on the side of Pugstars. And this one a bit more effective as Derek finds Control Z. Bossy getting a little bit aggressive, a bit of a missed shot, but then corrects and finds the frag. Nerfed as well. Takes down Platinum, and it's simply 2 on 5. This is the adjustment that Pugstars needed. They were looking a little bit rough, but oh my goodness, Bossy, are you kidding me? Through the edge of the hookah position. In fact, both of those frags through the wall. As now Pugstars, they stabilize a little bit. They've gotten another round on the board after that 5-round deficit.
I just got to catch my breath here because Pugstars kind of playing with my heart a little bit. They're looking a little destitute for a while, but then they pull out a round like that where they just feel crispy. They're in the right place at the right time. Their util usage is on par. And that was just a nice round from Pugstars. They got to continue that momentum. Control Z definitely getting in pretty hot and heavy here with the curveball. Not going to get anything at the moment as Valen is just chilling in his camera. Bossy TV picks one up in the backside, and Denya in a beautiful position to take down Shove. I don't know why Sheep is going to pick this or peek this, but I think he's onto something at the moment as Denya has moved off for now with some nice util usage from Bounty Esports. But what nerfed? Oh my god! The patience of a saint! Nerves of steel! Nerfed!
I was gonna keep it real. I was like, how exactly has this player short not died yet? Like, there's no way Nerfed got out of there, right? Like, and then I'm like, oh, that's why. I was waiting for it. But that's the kind of adjustments that Pugstars needed. I actually really love the setup they were playing today. It's just, you know, when we talk about how we want to see teams, you know, do different things and really change up the way the meta's played, you know, yes, we do, but there's something to be said about the basic stuff. That's just a classic bait and switch with the operator on top, and it works perfectly. Exactly what you want to see. Now, aggressive over towards Hookah. That's going to be the nice, well-placed utility from Bossy. The nade followed up by the 2-man showstopper. Nibbler finally returns the frag, but it's just one, and it's Platinum. 1 on 4. Can he do it again?
I just can't help but laugh right now, Vincent. Like, this is just too funny. Beautiful play from Pugstars.
Standing ahead.
That's all I gotta say. It's just beautiful play.
Certainly was. I mean, I mean, Bossy. He had an incredible play. And Platinum is just having fun right now. It's just like, hey, I'm just going to waste some of your time. And then you finally puts him down, puts him out of his misery. And once again, we are tied back up, Joyce. I feel like I've said that probably, what, 15, 20 times today? Yeah. I mean, at the very least. And, well, Pugstars have returned 3 in a row now.
Oh, my goodness. They're just playing with our hearts, man. They're giving us a show, keeping us on the edge of our seat. Bossy and Denya on top of it all, as it should be. They are, you know, they are the duelists, ready to take those duels, and they have been doing it fantastically. I mean, these paint shells, I gotta say it, these paint shells are on point from Bossy. Here it is. A little bit of fishing is actually almost going to turn out in their favor. This flame wall is fantastic as well. That's not going to hit anything at the moment, but Shove trying to push in as fast as possible. They take a lot of ground, but they still have Denya hanging out in lamps and keeping the crosshair placement pretty crispy. And there it is, the nice trade for Pugstars. And Vincent, ooh, these trades, Vincent.
So good. I mean, just so clean as well. Nobody in positions, you know, to give stuff up. Now the flank. Perfectly timed, Bossy. Who else but Bossy? As now it's just 2 players left. It's 2-on-3, so still very much winnable. But you're going to have to do it against 3 very strong players. The first there, she wins that one out. Now the double swing is perfectly played. Bounty Esports once again doing miracles. But, I mean, listen, it's almost as if it's happening on purpose. But it's Platinum in the 1v1, fakes the plant. No way. No way! Platinum, his brain is humongous. Just entirely outplays the opposing Sova. He says, see you later, Derek. I am the better of the 2.
Vincent, I have just ascended. Just from watching him play, I have ascended into another realm. This is absolutely bonkers from Platinum. I don't even know. Change your name to Radiant or something. This is absolutely
No, just change your name to The Best, because that would be more accurate.
My goodness, Pugstars got to be kicking themselves at the moment. Denya hanging out in this, and here comes the showstopper. A nice, actually, big brain switch from Denya on over, but actually leaves the operator behind, nerfed with another operator. The double operator on the field is a very interesting choice. Denya takes down Control Z. This is huge, and that's a 5v3 situation. Sending out the paint cans is going to move the defenders off the point just for a split second, but Platinum is in a bad position. He's going to be taking the brunt of that paranoia, and it's just 2 members left. Make it just 1 member, and there it is. Pugstars bring up another fantastic round in a beautiful play, flawlessly, might I add.
Hey guys, if you weren't aware, it is now 6-6 and it is halftime. Is that the 3rd time?
Yes.
Is that all 3 maps?
All 3 maps, 6-6.
I just want to say words I can't say on broadcast. Just what the heck is going on? This is incredible stuff. I mean, absolutely brilliant from both sides. Pugstars, you know, I know we have been talking a lot about Platinum, and let me tell you, it's well deserved. That being said, as a team, Pugstars has actually been doing incredible plays. Their bait setups are just second to none. And there's a reason that they are here for the 3rd time in a row, and that is because their team play is so on point every single time. Every player is in position, and it almost doesn't even matter what their scoreboard looks like, because their utility is getting big value regardless.
It is. I mean, I can't stop thinking about these paint shells that are that are getting frags. They're getting kills, not just moving players off of the point or a corner or an angle. They're getting kills. Bossy is using this utility to the max, but this dark cover is actually about to go down, and my goodness, that situation is going to be huge. And there it is, a double kill for Nibbler. That's exactly what I was waiting for. This is huge. A great start for Bounty Esports. Sheeb is going to go down, but my goodness, Nibbler might actually get a 3rd. Could he get a 4th? No, he's going to be put a stop to, but this is a 2v3 situation. I mean, I'm getting hyped over pistol rounds, Vincent. What is this?
Deservedly so, considering these pistol rounds that we've been seeing. Derek evacuates the site in order to get the plant of the spike over towards B, but I mean, with 6 health, surely this can't be a victory. I mean, we've seen some crazy clutches, but 6 HP? I mean, all it takes is 1 shot, and 1 shot is all it was needed. Platinum with that 1 shot, and it's Bounty Esports that take the 1st round of the 2nd half.
Whew. I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore, Vincent. This is just absolutely nuts. Pugstars and Bounty Esports just playing out of their minds. Look at Denya and Bossy. I mean, those score lines are just nasty. I mean, Platinum and Nibbler just got into the double digits in terms of frags and kills. And Denya and Bossy have been there this whole time. This is just insane play from these teams. And the half switched. Bounty Esports does take the pistol round, but we gotta keep going.
Well, a couple of pistols, one Frenzy, one Ghost, two Sheriffs, one Classic. That's what it is for Pugstars in this one. Bossy, the owner of that one Classic, by the way, wanting to make sure to keep everything, all the money healthy. Platinum readying up some arrows in order to get down into the site. That arrow goes out, spots out a large number of players. Shove with a kill off the back of that. And that's exactly what you want to see. Platinum swings out, another frag. Tries to swing into it, does nerfed but missing shots. So that leaves Valen short-lived as it's flawless, the victory for Bounty Esports. They're up 2 now off the back of that pistol.
It's looking really good. It's looking like a solid half so far, but then again, we keep talking, or I keep talking about it. It's looking good on these pistol rounds. I just need to calm down a little bit there, Vincent, because Pugstars could pull something crazy. We've got a Guardian in the hands of Derek. Some rifles, half shield on nerfed, not too bad. But we could see something big here in terms of a bonus round for Bounty.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
It actually
Derek
pinned onto him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just very unfortunate. That being said, Derek with an incredible shot to shut down that aggression for Bounty Esports. I was going to say, if Bounty wins this one, it could definitely be the tide turner for this game in their favor fully. That being said, with a man disadvantage already, they're in a bit of a tough spot. You're going to have to try and do everything perfectly here on the retake. The Owl drone comes out, and the paint shells perfectly placed. Could get a frag, and it does. We've been talking about Bossy, but Shove says I'm here too. Don't forget about me. As Nibbler trades one out onto Bossy, and that's going to be some massive damage. He seems to know where they're at, but Denya, the kills, 2 of them, in fact, gets the frags. The Nibbler tries their best, but it is not to be. Pugstars win it out in the third round of the second half, so they get their 7th, and it's now 1 away from tying it back up, Toys.
Ooh, just feed kills on into Bossy, feed kills into Denya, and we're going to see some crazy plays. Valen definitely having a hard time coming up in this situation. They are on the attack side now, which is really tough because I feel like Bounty Esports have kind of gotten Valen's number, and they've been putting a stop to him basically this whole game. It's not necessarily the fact of Valen not performing, but Bounty Esports just absolutely putting a stop to them, finding where Valen's at every single time and putting a stop to them.
There's also a lot of A hits too.
Yeah.
The B rotator, so that doesn't help. That being said, what a great opening. Derek onto Nibbler makes this all so difficult. Joe throws that boombot out. Paranoia is perfect to try and deny. So she falls, and it's already a 3-on-5. Control Z says no thanks, though. Makes it a 3-on-4. Because now the retake has to come in, but it's got to be perfect from Bounty Esports.
Perfect indeed. Valen actually still kind of hanging out on the A site while the fast rotation from Pugstars happens, and they know because of Valen hanging out in the back there, they know that they can hang out in hookah without without the fear of someone coming in behind them. And here comes Valen coming in as well. Denya though with this beautiful, oh my goodness, no! He's put a stop to my Shove. This is actually huge. This could be the match, or the round for Bounty. What?
No way. What a huge missed shot there on the flank. You just can't miss those. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. That flank goes off. You even get one and done, and oh my goodness, that's a BO. You hate to see it. Oh my goodness. That is, I mean, that's just frustrating. I don't even know. Who was it on the flank? Was it Valen?
This is a nice spot.
No, it was Denya.
It was Dinya, that's right. Yeah.
This goes
I
here.
I
that
just
goes there.
I don't know what to say other than you
I
just
need
have to hit
my
those
guys.
shots, and I think that round goes a very different way if Dinya picks up that kill.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Platinum was in the middle of a Hunter's Fury in tube. I have a feeling that Denya thought he got the kill.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, that's the only explanation in that situation. Like, Denya was confident that he got the kill and stopped the aim and had to re-aim. And that was just enough time for the kill to go onto Denya. And that's, oh, it hurts to see. You hate to see it.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely what happened, but it's still so frustrating, right? As a player, it happens to the best of us, but still, tough spot. Now Hunter's Fury was out, as well as now the Showstopper Bossy. Doesn't really find anything with that one. Not really a lot of damage and information now gained. The Hot Hands tries to deny the space, but is just a little bit off. Now Derek finds the kill onto the peaking team. As now Bossy, another one to return that frag. So Bounty, what was a pretty solid situation, are now disadvantaged in a 2-on-3. Nibbler is the crux here. Needs to find a kill or two, but no. Bossy, too strong. Show throwing a paint canister in that direction. Is going to find the frag off the back of that, forces him out as the teleport comes through over to B.
There is a showstopper in the arsenal here. I don't think you commit it, but if you desperately have to, you could and clutch this round out.
Do it.
Ooh, nerfed with the ghost is going to be able to take down the rival Rays. That's a scary situation, but that was a very, very well placed crossfire from Pugstars. One nerfed all the way up close in that little corner, in that angle, and then one up in Hookah, just kind of giving a little overwatch in that situation. But man, this is a scary match.
Last 4 rounds, going back and forth. 2 per team. That being said, utilizing your advice, not going for the aggressive showstopper. Could potentially go for an aggressive showstopper here. But elects not to do that because it is not ideal weaponry. At least it didn't look like on at least one player for Bounty Esports. So that it's effective. Nonetheless, Dinya with a nice frag. That's Platinum taken down early. For a ball in. Dinya is it not one? Information gained and Control Z down. So it's 2-player advantage once again for the offense, and soon to be more because Bossy picks up the frag on the show.
Oh, the Frenzy doing a little bit of work, but Denya is going to finish off Nibbler. It's just Sheeb. It's just the lone Cypher in this situation. The plant is going to go down, and a perfect recon dart is going to spot him out. And Denya with a beautiful 4K in this save round for Bounty Esports. Tying him up 9-9, Vincent. This is crazy. I love this.
I mean, we should have had a tide counter in the bottom left,
Yeah.
the bottom right.
This goes
I
here.
mean, it would have been fitting
That goes
considering how close these matches have been. All 3 of them, in fact, something you rarely see in a best-of-3 series. But it has been just that. Bounty Esports now back on the purchase, have plenty of cash to get what they need, and it looks like aggression is going to be called up. Information could be gained off the back of that dart. The first there, and a second shove! Nice and crispy on the shots as 3 players got over towards B. Information gained, though. As that being said, there is still 2 at A, and now what do you do if you're Pugstars? It's 3-on-5.
Gotta get a pick. They have to get a pick here. And if they can feed some points, if they can feed some picks on over to Bossy, that could be huge. Get the showstopper and finish off the round for themselves. But in this situation, the showstopper's going to go on the other side. Not going to do too much, but Sheeb is going to do much themselves. Valen with a nice trade. It is Control who takes down Nerf. And there it is, Control with another one onto Valen. And that brings them back up 10-9 for Bounty Esports.
You know, every time I see Pugstars stabilized, it seems as if Bounty Esports bringing out a round where they just look straight up dominant in this map of 3. And, I mean, everything's on the line here. You've got weaponry out for both sides once more. Last time Bounty Esports won it out, But it was off the back of some incredible aggression. Shove with 2 massive picks there at the beginning.
Yeah.
So let's see what the plan is for this one. 2 players aggressive in hookah this time. Let's see if it amounts to a push. Right now, playing passively, though, are both of these players and one falling back. So all the players grouped up for the offense at B could be interesting.
Oh, a really scary moment there, pushing into hookah. It looks like Control's actually hanging out right under the death jump. He's going to be hanging out nice and close here, and they have a feeling that he's there as well. But my goodness, Denya tries to dash out of there. Gets a nice trade from Derek, though. Nerf picks up another one. Platinum trying to get some wall bangs through the wall here. And my goodness, he's taking some damage himself. The spike is down on the B site, and this is actually a really nice position for Pugstars to be in, just like you were saying. I mean, like, the moment they have like this crazy round where they get absolutely destroyed, have a super balanced round where they take it on to Bounty Esports. What is this?
Yeah, she needs to run. Get out of here.
One dead.
Ooh.
1 frag and a kill. That's exactly what you want to see. And get out with your life. You got to save this weapon. It's starting to get to that point, right, in the game choice where every single dollar, every single credit, every single weapon is so important that you get into the coming round. And yeah, if they were to go down here, it would be pretty devastating. As it is, can drop a rifle or even potentially a rifle in something else. And this is going to allow for a purchase into this round for Bounty Esports, where I don't think it would have been otherwise.
Oh man.
This goes here. That goes there.
Pugstars tie it up again, Vincent. 10-10. 3 ultimates on both sides. You have the showstopper on Bossy TV. That could be a huge moment for them. You have the knives, you have the Hunter's Fury, tons of combat ultimates in this situation. Pugstars could really take this one away, and they might actually have to do something like that. Just win in a really huge way and commit some of these ultimates to secure this round, because they've got to put a stop to Bounty Esports. They just have to put a stop to it.
Oh.
Ooh!
Oh my goodness, Derek. Just come on, dude. He's just random fishing. Got a kill. I guess he had some information. Nonetheless, it does give them an advantage. Pugstars up 1 now. Joe was trying to fight that back. The player stuck in the corner, though, is going to get out of the danger. And now Control Z. Not quite utilizing this running back. Oh yeah, okay, did use the running back. I didn't see the progress bar. My apologies. So Bounty Esports, they don't really gain much of anything off the back of that, and now Derek is just creeping out here today.
Ooh, I love this. Could actually get caught out, but no. Ooh, looks like Control was committing to that flank. Is going to be taken down from the double back by Pugstars. This is huge for them. This is a 5v3 situation and a 5v3 retake from Bounty. Never mind. Make it 5v2. This is tough.
Oh my goodness, so key from Derek. Derek has just busted open this round with a hammer. And done exactly what was necessary. And in fact, both of these players are running away. They've got to save. They cannot afford to be losing any more guns here. And it should be 11th. An 11th for Pugstars. Their economy is still looking strong, and Nerf might even deny these 2 saved weapons, considering how close by he's playing. Really no paranoia comes out. It's going to blind the 1, but not Nibbler. It's found, and that's a second. These guns so important, and Derek tries to go for it. They know exactly how important those weapons are. And Derek with the quad kill does find them. It is at a significant cost, to be fair. A 3-for-2 trade overall, but it doesn't really matter. Pugstars, they have plenty of cash to buy back in. It's now 11-10, and this is now very much in Pugstars' hands.
Yeah, it is. And this is game 3. If you are just joining us on Twitch live, this is game 3. 11-10 in the favor of Pugstars. They are one round away from, from winning it all. Or, excuse me, from getting on match point and winning it all. Bossy TV starting off huge. My goodness, instantaneously gets a 4K. This is devastating, absolutely devastating, but it's Platinum. We've seen Platinum pull off some absolutely ridiculous stuff, but I don't know if we're gonna see it again. Can we see it again, Vincent? This is so nuts.
Oh, what a spring down, by the way. Oh my goodness, incredible Platinum, yeah. Last tagged, gets the first, but the second is not going to be there. He's not ready for Dinya on the double swing. And so it is match point, grand final point for Pugstars once again. They were here once before, though, and you remember what happened then. It was devastating stuff, and well, Bounty Esports fought it back, and I liked that they went for the save. They were like, listen, we have done this before, Pugstars. We have been at match point. We've been at your mercy, and we don't falter. We do not back down. Bounty Esports, they need to pick up 2 in a row here to send us to overtime. Weapons in hand, they're ready to do it.
But can they do it up against a Bossy TV showstopper? Definitely a scary ultimate to come up against. Bossy TV has been utilizing their util to the absolute max. Here we go, a nice slow control. Might actually get a nice headshot in this situation, but no, he is keeping it safe on the peaks here. Some nice pre-fires, keeping him alive. This is match point. This is for the gold. This is for it all. If Pugstars win this, they win it all.
Yeah, another $750 as well. Not a insignificant chunk of change. There comes the showstopper. It's thrown in, but nothing found. Bossy is the left wanting in this one. It's 5-on-5 now. A couple of ultimates utilized. Now it's just the Blade Storm for Pugstars and the Neural Theft for the Bounty Esports side. Information gained. They know where there is, but Shove somehow wins that. No more is there a Blade Storm as Shove takes down the Jet. Puts us into a good position. At least a good position for Bounty Esports, you could say. As the Neural Theft comes out, information gained. They know where all 4 players are. The first of them falls. Nibbler with the frag. It's another for Nibbler, but Nerfed comes back in. This is the Omens coming out to play. Another 4 Nibbler. It's 4 for Nibbler. Absolutely everything is Bounty Esports. They stand tall as they send us to another round here. It's 12-11.
My heart is beating out of my chest right now, Vincent. Pugstars, don't play with me like this. You can't play with me like this.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
They do have some fantastic ults. We might actually see another classic Derek ult fishing for some information. But oh my goodness, Vincent,
Get out of my way!
I don't know. I'm gonna need to drink some water.
The clutch factor for Bounty Esports in this game is just off the charts. There we go. Vision goes as Vision does. It looks as if Derek, he's continuing to do massive work. It is just a 1-for-1, but that's not going to be there for long as Bossy TV finds the first. Sheeb with another. Been the consistent fragger here for Bounty Esports. Is this now 3-on-3? Make it 3-on-2. This Bounty Esports have a man advantage coming in. It's a minute left. Dinya with the operator has to play it up close and personal. Blade Storm available. Unscopes at the wrong time. Sheeb, the triple kill. This could be it. Pugstars could be going to overtime. And Bounty Esports with yet another clutch. Potentially it's all onto Derek. And that is not going to happen. We're going to overtime for the second time in this best of 3 series choice.
Talk about a storyline, Vincent. Talk about a storyline. This was Bounty Esports and Pugstars' second meeting in the grand finals of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Just 2 weeks ago, during Valentine's Day, they met in the grand finals, and Pugstars took it 2-0. Bounty Esports have definitely been in the lab. They've been doing the work. They've been watching the VODs, and now they are taking it to Pugstars in a third map in grand finals, and we're tied up in overtime again. Vincent, this is a storyline for the ages.
Dude, Bounty Esports, they just don't feel pressure. I'm convinced their clutch is so good. I mean, listen, all I can say is that Bounty Esports do not drive automatic. They have got the clutch in the car, and it is incredible to watch. I am almost breathless watching them continue to do that. It is the first round of overtime now. Bounty Esports on the attack. Pugstars defending, and it's looking to be an A-hit.
What needs to happen is Pugstars need to win this first round, but the curveball is going to come out. Bossy TV does a nice turn away. He is ready for it this time. He is going to turn away. They have another curveball in hand, but Bounty Esports looking to take over this site, looking to take over some ground here, but Sheeb is completely blind in the situation. Bossy TV picks up the first blood of the round. Shove gets a nice one. The trades are coming out 1 for 1. My goodness, it is a 3v3 situation. Make that a 3v2 situation in Bounty Esports' favor. But my goodness, this is absolutely insane. This is the first round of overtime, and Pugstars are going to have to play this absolutely flawlessly. Valen coming through lamps into U-Haul is going to be taken down by Platinum. It's just Derek. It's just the Sova all by themselves. Is he going to be able to clutch this out just like Platinum did in that last game? These Sovas are absolutely nuts.
I mean, no disrespect to Derek, but I'm not feeling the clutch coming in. But maybe this frag so impactful as Derek picks that one up. Now 6 seconds. This is awful close. That rotation very slow. It is going to be the plan. Bounty Esports, they still have 2 players alive. It's going to have to be a 1v3 ultimately, but still 2 players up and alive. Derek, information gain. He's first and through the box. Derek is incredible. The Sovas, you called it choice. I didn't believe, but I'm sure as heck believing now.
Let's go, Derek. Taking it straight to Bounty Esports and letting them know it's not just Platinum. It's not just your Sova that has the clutch factor. It's me too. I may have come from Overwatch, but you know what? We are here in Valorant, absolutely making a statement on Sova. My goodness.
That was incredible. I mean, a huge misplay, by the way, from Bounty Esports. Like, I don't want to just gloss over that. They kind of threw that round by playing the 1v1s, but that 1v2 was incredible. I mean, in the 1v2, oh my goodness, that was all Derek all the time, baby. And we are into what could be the last round of the game. Nibbler though with the opener. Bounty Esports has been incredible here on the defense, and they're back to it with a man advantage once more.
Ooh, Pugstars. They've got to get something done here. We've got to see. I don't know. We've got to see Pugstars get the frags here. They got to get the picks. They have to wait for that pick. They have to set up. I mean, this nice crossfire, get a kill, and then move in. But they are picking the side with 3 members of Bounty Esports. This could be a little dire for them in this situation. But man, here it is. This is game 3. They're going to have to get something big done here, Vincent, and they are moving out onto the site right now.
Sheeb, how do you win that gunfight? You're at such a disadvantage. Sheeb wins it anyway. And Nibbler, another frag. It seems like we might be going the distance here, but Nerf says no. Wants to end it here. But no, Nibbler, a triple kill. It's now going to have to be the Omen's turn to 1v4. Ace clutch in this one. And it's oh my goodness, a monumental task for Nerfed. First one here, ready and waiting against Platinum. Shots him out, gets the spray, tagged down to 2 HP, but does get the frag eventually. 7 seconds left, and it's going to be the quad kill. Nibbler closing that one down, and it's another round of overtime.
We're just taking a breath, taking a breather. Everybody in chat, just take a nice deep breath. We're in another round of overtime, just like Vincent said. This is the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Game 3 of the Grand Finals. Pugstars and Bounty Esports are tied 1-1. Whoever wins this round of overtime wins it all. And I'm in shock and awe right now.
I mean, welcome to the club, dude. I've been in shock and awe for this entire best of 3, I'll be honest. It's been an incredible journey, and now, well, Nibbler wants to end it here potentially. We're tied back up. There's going to be 2 rounds needed to bring us to a conclusion, or I should say 2 for either side. If we get 2 on a piece, then we're back to another overtime. Being said, a little bit of a jitter peak there from Bossy, but elects to think better of it. Probably the right idea. As Shove gets aggressive now.
Ooh.
Bossy back on the site, perfectly done. The maiden switch now close by. They're not ready. Dinya with the kill. Now needs to find the trade, but doesn't. Nibbler falls. And once again, Bounty Esports in a top position because of Dinya and Bossy doing everything necessary. Control Z now in the corner, able to pick up the first. The wall comes out in order to give them the opportunity to miss tag. Actually, pretty impactful here. There's now just 6 bullets left. It's 2 on 3. Bounty Esports, they're going to have to do it again.
This is a huge move by them, jumping into the teleporter. Pugstars had all 3 members committed on over to the B site, and they're moving in as fast as possible. Platinum is going to get this spike down, but Nerfed is going to take down Control. It's just Platinum. We've seen this before. Who is writing this script, Vincent? I don't know, but it is a 1v3 situation. It's all up to Platinum. He doesn't pick up anyone this time, and Pugstars are going to take it. 14-13 so far. They have 1 round left to go. This is another match point in the grand finals.
Choice, is it bad that when like I see Platinum not win a 1v3, I'm like, oh, well, that's weird.
I think that's good for Platinum.
like that's like a a 3-4% win rate 1v3s.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm like, oh, Platinum didn't win that. That's odd.
This
Oh,
is my
man.
spot. Yes,
That's
that goes there.
It just goes to show you the clutch factor that has been there for Platinum throughout this game. That being said, Nibbler has had a great second half, and now the overtime period is sitting up at 25 for the team. It's once again a do-or-die moment for Bounty Esports back on the defense. Aggression coming through from them there on long. It's not going to net a kill as Dinya is able to dash out without much of a problem. So now, 5-on-5, minute 20 on the clock as everyone here for Pugstars just tries to get information, tries to bait out some aggression, and Control Z might be the first to fall here. And Hookah.
We're the first to take one. He does have some help now, but Bossy is going to take down Nibbler. A nice trade from Control to take down Bossy. This is huge. A nice impact frag from Bounty Esports. They're going to have to win this round to keep themselves alive here in these overtimes. But it's looking a little dire, but this is a 4v4 situation. Denya is still alive, actually taking a lot of ground here. And Valen taking down Control. That's huge. Platinum might actually pick up Denya, but no, this is huge. This is a 4v2 situation. Vincent, we might actually see a round win for Pugstars, the actual match win for Pugstars. This is huge. They're getting the plant down. This is a 4v2 situation. We've seen the clutch factor from Bounty come out before. Are we going to see it again?
It'll have to be if we see in a continuation of this game. Bounty Esports coming back in. Tentative, not wanting to give too much away. Sheep pushing through towards elbow. Shove in the good position here, but there's 2 players sitting on either side. Swing together. Dinya with the frag, Sheep with the trade, but it's short-lived and nerfed. The final frag of the grand finals as Pugstars, they do the 3-peat and they win it in incredibly close fashion.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could hear the comms from Pugstars right now because they've got to be absolutely going nuts right now because I would be. That was the most insane best of 3 I have seen here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown, and they gave us an absolute show. Thank you, Pugstars and Bounty Esports, for giving us the most ridiculous grand final show. I'm just so happy.
I mean, I see you lost your jacket because
yeah.
things heated up so quickly. I mean, seriously, I feel like I have got to like calm down for the next hour before I could go to sleep tonight because I have just been blown away by the incredible play of both of these these teams. I almost think it's unfair to have to talk about the MVP because literally everyone stepped up at some point in this
Yeah.
series in such a way that I think that it would be, a position where I would say, okay, well, I mean, like, I guess I should have to give you, something for that. Like, you have to be in the conversation, but I mean, there's just so much that went down, and let's see who got it eventually. Of course, the 3-time winner, now 3-time MVP, Bossy TV. Absolutely incredible.
I mean, what do you do with all those headsets, Bossy? I mean, now you have 3 headsets coming straight to you, courtesy of HyperX. Thank
My
you.
inbox is always open. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Hey, there you go. There you go. But my goodness, what an absolute insane grand finals. I'm going to say that probably in my sleep. My wife is probably going to shake me awake at, I don't know, 4 in the morning, say, hey, stop saying this is an insane round or this is an insane grand finals, because my goodness, it is just stuck in my brain. I can't get it out. But here it is. Pugstars win it for the 3rd time in a row.
So well deserved. I mean, that was such a tight game. Game 1, they looked pretty dominant, to be fair, Pugstars. But the first half was incredibly close, and at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure what was it, 13-10 if I'm not mistaken, or 13-9, one of the two,
Yeah.
was the end result, and then it was overtime map 2, overtime map 3. It might be the closest Valorant best of 3 I've ever seen, and I mean, just absolutely, congratulations, a round of applause, for both of these squads. I genuinely think Bounty Esports, you might have walked away losers in this grand finals, but you're winners in my heart because they gave me an
Absolutely.
incredible game and an incredible matchup, and you put on an incredible show.
I mean, just in the matter of 2 weeks, they really brought it to Pugstars in a tough way. So if they continue staying as a team and working in the lab together, it's going to be scary to see how far these players go, especially Platinum. Shout out to you for those insane clutches, multiple insane clutches. Well, that's going to be it for us here at the Valorant Sunday Showdown. I've been joined by Vincent here for this immense, incredible grand finals. Thank you so much for joining us, Vincent. We always love having you and can't wait for the next Valorant Sunday Showdown, which is going to happen next week. So don't miss that. So we are out of here. Don't forget to follow us here on Twitch, on Twitter, on all those social medias, as well as Vincent, on the other side. And that's going to be it for us. Thank you for stopping by. Peace.